Show them the might of our fleet! None can escape from my wrath.
How will I be remembered? In verses or ballads?
bones of steel.
Among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's voyage begins. Our existence brings beauty to the cosmos. Show them the might of our fleet! None can escape from my wrath.
How will I be remembered? In verses or ballads?
Legendary! Double
of steel.
Among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's voyage begins. Our existence brings beauty to the cosmos. Show them the might of our fleet! None can escape from my wrath.
How will I be remembered? In verses or ballads?
Muscle of iron, bones of steel.
Welcome everyone to the Mlbb X AES Campus Tournament. This is the West Regional Semis and Regional Finals. Best of 3 series for all of them. For our schedule today, we do have our first match, Chapman University versus Reedley. It's happening at 5 p.m. PST. And then we're going to have Riverside versus Cal Poly Pomona at 6. The winners of both of these matches do head into our regional finals for a prize pool of $1,000. Today's sponsor, we have Oneplus. OnePlus 12 is the newest flagship smartphone released by OnePlus in 2024. Powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, this device is packed with a powerful performance, has a large 5400 AM battery, and the fastest wired and wireless charging in North America. Level up your mobile gaming experience with the OnePlus 12. And also by China Southern Airlines. Experience top-tier air travel with China Southern Airlines. As China's leading airline, we have the largest route network and passenger capacity in the country. Our aim is global recognition, delivering dependable, punctual, and convenient services. Discover our North American routes, including LAX to Canada or JFK, where you'll enjoy a comfortable and entertaining journey aboard our advanced aircraft. Come fly with us as we strive for excellence, providing exceptional service at every turn. Guys, we're going to jump straight into the draft. Today on the casting desk is going to be my good friend, Steph Weezy, and also Wei. Wei, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Looking forward to these couple of matches. Very exciting lineups today, for sure.
You know, just to tag on that, I'm doing great as well. Pleasure being able to cast again. We were here last week, able to cast the Eastern semi and regional finals, and now to get to see what's going on in the West side, the Wild Wild West today. I can't wait to see where this goes. We got Chapman University up against Reedley College. Best of 3, anybody's game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be anybody's game here. A lot of the strong picks are coming through. The 1-1, which we saw yesterday night, with that legendary performance coming out from Melon, and it's definitely a strong pick that's still available. The Diggy also is getting banned out. Matilda taking off the board. Lunox. These are relatively standard, but a lot of those tanky front lines are still available. The Bratz gets locked in for the side of Reedley College. That might be something that Chapman has to be scared of.
Yes, definitely. And looking to follow that up, we also have the Angela and the Bruno to follow that up on the side of Reedley College. Very, very good front line and support with the great marksman pressure for the early game as well.
You know, looking at the draft so far, at least for the gold lane, when we're looking at the Bruno going up against the Claude, it's kind of funny seeing it, right? You see the Bruno, he's a little bit more up close and personal when it comes to the engagements, but the Claude, I just kind of like it more because it has more survivability. So he's going to be able to kind of maintain his lane by himself. I feel like the Bruno, he just has to be a little bit more careful because the Claude's going to want him to be more toward that mid lane so that he can get set up for a potential gank. But something interesting that I seen that walk through this draft, different than what we've seen in the Eastern side of things, is the Nana walking. It was usually banned out, but now it's been slotted in this side for Chapman University and a possible trump card.
Yeah, it might be an interesting pick. There's still a lot of mages available, right? The Valentina, the Faramis. But the Nana has come into style, especially recently in this tournament. So has that Claude, which Toru has played almost every single match on the stream. He would high pick, prioritize it. It's always in the first or the second pick. And, you know, he's been exceptional on that hero. But on the other hand, Joker has also played this Bruno. Now, last time these two teams faced off, Reedley, they were able to hold, you know, the gold lead for the first 5 minutes, but then Chapman started to overpower them by their macro and their rotation. So this time around, I'm expecting Reedley College, hopefully they did a little bit of homework, made sure that they could stand against the rotations coming in from Chapman.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the second phase of banning now completed with the Faramis and the Martyrs being banned out.
Yeah, and you know, when I'm looking at Reedley College's composition, it's kind of interesting, right? It's a little bit kind of similar to a Ube strat a little bit. You got the Barats teamed up with the Angela, so you not only have the support with the heals, but you also have the Barats who not only is the jungler, but the strong frontline presence, a little bit of CC in there as well, to be able to sustain himself. I kind of like to call it like Thanos with the Infinity Stones. If you're not careful and he snaps your fingers, it might be too late. But when I look at the side of Chapman University, the Claude is a possible answer, right? He can get in, he can get out, he can use the BMI, possibly get a little setup before getting grabbed up by the Barats, if careful, and he'll definitely have that late game damage. But speaking about damage, an interesting pickup over there from Reedley College going in for the Joy.
Yeah, the Joy, it hasn't really gotten shown quite a bit, especially with all the recent nerfs and changes onto her. But Uneven is a player. This guy, I've met him before. Before he started joining AO for NACT, he did come through and play with us a couple games. He was extremely talented on this Joy and the Claude pick. So coming through this time around, I think he has an idea to deal with the Arlot coming out, because the Arlot, it does require some CC to be able to channel that first skill and kind of reset it off, and Joy is able to immune some of that CC. And even with the Kai pick right now, I still think Joy might be a good solid option for the side of Reedley.
Oh, but that being said, the Minotaur as well will get locked in on the side of Chapman University. Definitely a lot of CC coming in from the side of Chapman University. Wonder if it could be potentially too much for the Joy, but we'll have to see, because the Joy definitely has a lot of great flanking potential to peel off the Nana as well as the Claude there.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering the same thing. How is the Joy going to kind of fit into this? I mean, typically with the Joy, you see suppression being his worst enemy, keeping him in his tracks. But when you have a little bit of a stacked CC composition, such as what we see with Chapman University, it could be a potential problem. But again, there is no suppression, so hey, it may still work out in their favor. But you know what I'm excited about? This is going to be the first ever cast that I get to cast a player named Kimi Kardashian. So we are now jumping slowly into this draft. Reedley College and Chapman University. I got to throw this question over to you.
Series number 1, the best of 3 series between Chapman and Reedley College. Again, this event is sponsored by Oneplus and China Southern Airlines.
So there we have it. So now we are off and running in what could be a very, very potentially thrilling series between these two teams here. And definitely, as Yui said earlier, definitely the early game pressure coming in from Reedley looking very, very strong, but they'll definitely need to rotate very, very well in order to be able to punish every single macro rotation coming in from Chapman University. What are your thoughts on this piece?
Yeah, I mean, macro is exactly it, right? We got to look at kind of a breakdown for each lane and what to expect. When you're looking at Joker running on the Bruno and going up against Toru on that Claude, right? Claude's kind of that mid to late game marksman, but he has a lot of survivability, so he's not the easiest person to set up on a gank. But speaking of ganks, when it comes to rotating around the map, I mean, you got a Barats running up on you with an Angela, so they're definitely very sustainable, but it's going to be very hard to kind of catch Toru in his track. So I pretty much can guarantee him being safe for the most part inside of his lane. But the Brunos, who I'm going to be paying close attention to, right? You have a lot of set potential from Chapman University, especially if they try and focus down on that gold lane and catch Joker out of position.
And I honestly feel like Reedley College, they're giving a little bit too much respect to Chapman, right? You have a Nana, you have a Claude, and then you have the Minotaur, which there's not really much damage coming through when they're rotating around as a team 3 of 4, especially when you compare it to something like, little Num Num.
Yeah, a little bit of Num Num on the way. Heavy spin coming out from Oh My Foe, kind of pushing Reedley College back on their side of the jungle. Hey, correction though, I was excited about casting on a game for the first time with Kimi Kardashian, but there's another big name in there that I missed. I guess we got Beyonce running on the Angela as well. So both of these star, celebrities also flying on the best airline out there, China Southern Airlines. But speaking about airlines, Khalid is going to go ahead and pick up the turtle for Reedley College, but the battle's still on the way. Rushing in, Thanos trying to collect all the Infinity Stones, but Ramses has another plan. Is going to take down Lilia, gets a double kill, shuts down Beyonce and Kimi Kardashian. No more celebrities in the Land of Dawn today, but maybe able to get another. Khalid West trying to escape Ramsey's execution, but no, he is going to go ahead and shut him down as well. That is 3 kills. Arlot currently unstoppable right now in the first 2 minutes.
Yes, absolutely devastating on this Arlot here. Ramsey's definitely So much team fight potential, so much set capability of this Arlet on the EXP lane. Applies a lot of pressure definitely to the team fight on the side of Chapman University. So Reedley College will definitely need to try to put a little bit more pressure and have a better team fight against that Arlet.
Yeah, and I mean, a 3-0 already on the R-Lot. On the XP lane, you know, he's kind of shoved into the corner most of the time, and he's already having the advantage. And yesterday when we got to see his R-Lot in action, he was doing pretty much the same exact thing. So the side of Reedley, I feel like they kind of have to try and focus onto another lane at this point. Maybe get the 4-man siege onto the bot side, because if they do end up crossing paths with the R-Lot, the R-Lot's going to be taking out members just like he did in that last team fight, Wheezy.
Yeah, I mean, he's already off to a really good start, especially going to stack him up way more against Honored Uneven on the Joy, who we were questioning when this draft started. We were wondering how he was going to kind of fit into this puzzle, but so far not really working in his favor. But Blazing Duet, speaking of favors, is going to dish one out to Beyonce yet again. Does fall us to second death so far over there for the celebrity on the side of Reedley College. The support running on this Angela, not a really good start, right? I mean, at least we could say half of the deaths for Reedley College came from their tank, and I mean, they're supposed to take those hits, but you got to be careful because those deaths can definitely pile up in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Uneven trying to get a little bit of damage onto Ramses, a little bit of pressure. It's now down to half HP as we are currently waiting for a fight potentially about to happen on this second turtle over here.
Yeah, fight on the way. Oh, my foe is going to go ahead and claim the turtle for the side of Chapman University. That is both teams getting a turtle so far. It looks like they may pull their punches. Does Reedley College want to go in and try and get a kill, try and find a possible trade for losing this neutral objective? But it looks like they won't be able to get anything from it.
Yeah, and I feel like this Reedley College is just a little bit too defensive. Like, if you look at Uneven, oh, just wait a minute, Wes.
Yeah, a little bit of a misstep. Does get caught in that bush by 4 members of Chapman University, and it looks like Oh My Foe was the one to pick up that kill.
Yeah, and honestly, it just kind of feels like the Reedley College, they have the comp to go extremely aggressive early on. They have Bruno, they have this Joy, which, you know, does quite well early on, but they're not taking advantage, and it's resulting in deaths and losing fights all over the place, Way.
Oh, goodness me. Ramsey's taking out Uneven once again. A little bit of a problem here for this Joy here, unfortunately, as we see Ramsey's cutting the lane. And, well, I don't know how Reedley's going to bounce back from this. There's already so much pressure coming on the side of Chapman University. Weezy, what do you think? What could Reedley do to try to bounce back from this?
Well, right now, they're definitely going to have to play a little bit more for the mid to late game. I mean, Joker really needs to get some of the economy to work in his favor. You already see Ramses on the top side taking that first turret away from Honored Uneven to open up the map in Chapman's favor. But speaking of favors, another fight on the way near the bottom side of the map. You're going to see Totnak trying to escape the CC over from Reedley College. Maybe too much to handle. Here goes the soccer balls going in. Joker claims 1 kill, gets Totnak. A good start for him to start finding his power spike. Oh, gets another, takes down Toru for the double. Is it a triple? No, Oh My Foe is going to take down Kim Kardashian, but now he needs to get out of there. The headbutt on the way, but not able to roll out, and Joker does take him down.
That's actually quite huge. Joker is able to grab up a few kills right there, but Ramsey is on his way here.
Yeah, on his way. He's going to go ahead and flicker out just in time. I mean, he saw Beyonce and Khalid West. Not the combination you want to go against, especially, like we said, when you see the Barats and the Angela stacked up, they're pretty much unkillable.
Wait.
Yeah, it's definitely a good turnaround there for Reedley, for sure. 3 kills for Joker, definitely catching up on that goal deficit that they were having earlier on in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely much better now that Reedley is able to grab up a few kills here and there, but Uneven here
is going to go in. Turtle at about 1/4 of HP. Honored Uneven is going to take down Totnak, but Rams claims the turtle for Chapman University. No retribution needed. Now they need to get out of there. Oh My Foe caught on a wall. May not be able to get out. Khalid West claims 1 body. Does he get another? You are still seeing them. The heavy presence of Reedley College. They're going in for some of the jungle now, right? They weren't able to claim the turtle. They lost it over there to R-Lot Ramses, but now they're going to try and take the purple buff for a return and some potential kills, forcing Ramses back into the mid lane, and it looks like they may be able to get it, but wait, Honored Uneven, he's going to proc that vengeance, but Toru is going to go ahead and shut him down, and it looks like Reedley College now needs to pull their punches. They need to get out of there. 8-5 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and for a second, Reedley College, it definitely felt like they had the momentum in the play. They were able to win the team fight. They lost the turtle, but they were getting kills left and right. And even with Joker on the bot side, able to push this tower out, but uneven with the Joy, unfortunately. Overextended a little bit, kind of tossing back the map pressure back into Chapman's hands. And, you know, with the gold lead 2K, 8 minutes in, it's definitely still anyone's game, Way.
Yes, absolutely. And we see Chapman University picking up a couple of anti-heal items over there. So definitely trying to cause a little bit of problems for the healing potential. Beyonce, though.
It's going to be her last song today. Shut down yet again. 3 deaths so far. You are going to look at Chapman University slowly inching their way up the map so far. A 4-kill lead, only 8 minutes in. But wait a minute, Khalid West hit with a heavy spin. But Detna's welcome to cancel it out. What is going on right now? He's going to use the missile, hits all 3 members of Chapman University, and they decide to pull their punches.
Now, that's quite interesting. The heavy spin coming out from the Kai kind of getting countered by the Barats. And, you know, back then, the Barats was definitely a very strong pick to go against the Akai. And this time around, we've seen it twice already. The heavy spin just completely gets negated when the Barats is able to kind of, you know, numb him in, and, you know, the spell's gone. Exactly.
Num, you know, I guess the nums for the heavy spin. But speaking of damage in the mid lane, you just look at Chapman, how well they group together. I mean, they're all just kind of rotating with that beehive mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely doing a lot of work, trying their best to cover up Lucas as much as possible. As main goal over here now is definitely to get the Nana to scale late game. Hang on a minute, final slash.
You are going to see the black shoes to negate it, though. Get him back to full HP, but the heavy spin pushing him back. Kimmy Kardashian needs to get out of there. You are going to see the heart guard activated. Beyonce jumping on Khalid's back.
Ooh.
It's oh my foe, but they're not done. Still pushing into the mid lane. It looks like they may be able to try and guard off this Lord and possibly take this neutral objective.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like Chapman, they're the ones that are initiating these fights, but sometimes they just miscalculate a little bit and they end up losing a member. You still see Toru on the bot side being able to push out that tower, but they did trade it for a Lord. Now, I still think if Chapman's able to get a little bit more of the map, you know, just saying getting these objectives here and there, I still think it's quite worth it, Way.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the Lord marching down on the side of Reedley College. So definitely, I think the Joy and the Lilia and the Bruno definitely coming online right now at this very mid-game. Definitely having a lot of opportunities open up to them on the map. So we'll have to see though, Weezy, like what kind of pressure will they be able to put on the map here with this Lord?
Yeah, definitely going to have to see what kind of pressure, right? It's either going to make diamonds or burst some pipes today. As you are seeing the Lord on the bottom side making his way to that tier 2 turret. Heart guard may be activated. Blake and Duet does go out by Toru, but the Vengeance to negate the damage. Heart guard has been activated, trying to save him, but oh my foe does draw the kill, takes down Honored Uneven. Joker able to claim a turret in the middle of all this chaos, gets a kill as well, takes down oh my foe. The Lord still at half HP. Mind you, this is not even an enhanced Lord, able to make it all the way to the inhibitor turret on the bottom side. The final slash though, 3-man set for Ramses. The man has been unstoppable so far, 4 kills. Does he get another? Look at Beyonce trying to get away, but Totenak gets the kill. Joker takes down Totenak to respawn. An eye for an eye leaves the world blind, but in this case, Chapman University keeps them in the lead. You're looking at another final slash. Ramses is just not done yet. The sets are unmatchable. Takes down Joker, gets the kill. Unstoppable Toru finds Khalid as well. 2 members falling. That is 3 members down for Reedley College, and that is going to be Chapman University full sitting through the mid lane.
Dude, the impact on this Arlot is insane. He's, you know, they're in the team fight 1 versus 3 and getting the stuns up, and he just comes in and finishes team fight, but uneven here.
Yeah, they're going to take down Ramses. I mean, this man's got a $5 million bounty on his head so far. Able to draw the first kill. That is 5-1-3. That's his first death so far in the past 12 minutes. But he's been an opener so far. He definitely paved the way for them in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. What a chaotic team fight that was, though, as we said. Ramses will be shut down at this point as the Lord will be spawning in just about 40 seconds. What could Reedley College potentially do to recover from this?
I mean, honestly, it feels like Reedley College, they still have the ability to win a lot of these team fights. It just feels like Chapman is making, you know, one or two mistakes. Sometimes the Kai is the one that gets picked off. Sometimes it's the Minotaur. And when things like that happen, Reedley is able to kind of siege with Joker, which is sitting on a 5-1-1. They can siege a lot of these towers. And, you know, look at the real estate. They do have the ability to take care of these towers. And if Chapman ends up losing another fight way, it might just be those inner towers that go down next.
Yeah. And looking at Chapman and Reedley so far, yeah, Chapman, I mean, I think they're pretty much doing everything they need to do, but the later this game goes, it's definitely going to be anybody's game. I will say, though, you asked the question, what does Reedley College kind of need to do to turn this back in their favor and lead the way, as Chapman's kind of been the aggressor and the dominant one of this match? I would say it starts with their phones, right? Upgrade to the Oneplus. Definitely a good start. You book a flight with China Southern Airlines is number 2. And hey, number 3 is just play a little bit tighter on the neutral objectives and turn this around. Play for the late game, and it could be anybody's match.
Yeah, absolutely. So now over here we can see Toru camping in the bush for a little while there, maybe trying to look for a potential macro play to put Reedley College under some further pressure. But Reedley College, though, definitely now we can see Joker really come online, has almost maxed out in terms of levels, and definitely a good sign, I think, for Reedley College to take on what could potentially be a good fight at this neutral objective for this enhanced Lord. Wait, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, and I mean, Chapman is playing extremely disciplined here on this objective. They're not really designed to forcing things, and they even have Toru on this bot side here.
Yeah, on the bot side, a lot of action going on, but Honored Uneven uses the Vengeance and takes down Toru in the middle of his Blazing Duet, basically attacking himself. Big brain plays right there on the bot side. But speaking about big brain plays, right? That is the goal laner falling for Chapman University. The team that's been in the lead so far in this match, and with the marksman down, may create the opportunity that Reedley College was looking for to turn this in their favor.
Yeah, I think maybe a slight little bit of a miscalculation there from Toru. I think underestimating the damage coming in from Uneven there with that Vengeance as well. As we see the Lord slowly getting bursted down to about 13k health right now. Hang on a minute.
Ooh, big final slash on the way. Lord about to fall. Khalid is going to claim it for Reedley College and takes down Totenak. That is a 2-for-1 combo. Oh, my foe trying to get out of there. The 4-man team of Reedley College on his tail. He will get back to safety, but now a Luminous Lord on the bot side pushing in toward that inhibitor.
Yeah, and Toru ends up taking care of Khalid right there. That's quite a big kill. But Ramsey here
is going to rush in. Kimmy Kardashian takes down Ramses. Honored Uneven gets Toru. That's 3 members down for Chapman University. Wait a minute. Reedley College may be able to turn this around. It's looking good so far. They've found the resolve and we're able to get back on the same page. And just in the nick of time, as you are seeing the Luminous Lord make his way to the bottom inhibitor turret.
Yeah, my goodness me. And Toru, though, is not going to be up for another 20 seconds. And so is Ramsey.
Joker?
Could Reedley College close out here, actually? Tottenham.
Ooh, Manoa Fury goes in for the set. Lord at about a quarter HP does get bursted down. That is what they needed to be able to end this game. They still have minions on the bot side. Do they go in for the push, or is it now time to kind of rethink this strategy? It looks like they're going to pull back out of the base. I can't knock them for that. I think that was a wise decision, but they now have the advantage.
And you kind of saw how Chapman is getting still picked off once in a while, right? One of their members just accidentally dies before team fight sets up. And then with Joker on this Bruno that's literally been free hitting, if he survives in any of these team fights, they're going to be able to get towers. And towers they did. The bot side's gone, the top side's gone, the mid is only down to their inner inhibitor. So Chapman now is actually on the back foot. They need to make sure that they're kind of grouping up and none of their members are getting picked off before a team fight, because I think in 5 versus 5, especially with the Claude and the Kai and also the Nana, it should give them quite a bit of a team fight presence. But if they get picked off or soloed here and there, it's going to smell a lot of trouble for the side of Chapman.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the tankiness that Chapman University was rightfully to have seems to be getting bursted down a lot more quickly than I think I would have expected, actually, given that Joker has now reached late game, so has the Joy and that Lilia. So a lot of damage definitely coming in now from Reedley College. I think Chapman University is starting to feel a little bit of a burn there, Reezy.
Yeah, definitely feeling a burn. Speaking of burn, I mean, some of the items popping up on the board, you are seeing some of them late game items come in. Divine Glaive picked up from the Lilia to do a lot of that magic penetration, right? Especially up against the tankier composition with the Akai, with the Minotaur, and then the front line from Ramses, who's been pretty much unstoppable this entire game. And then Joker right behind him to deal the damage needed to get those kills, right? He has the Wind of Nature to be able to negate the physical damage, and a little bit of anti-heal as well. But then you have that Berserker's Fury and also that Malefic Roar for some additional crit and penetration. And that's what they needed, right? That's what they were building up to at this point. And now that it's the late game, they could pretty much melt through Chapman University like butter.
Yeah, and I think Joker is going to be pretty much the priority target for the side of Chapman. They have to see and find a way to make sure Joker is not there free hitting. And, you know, if they're able to get Joker, which he doesn't even have boots, he has the immortality. If Tonak can get onto him, I feel like that's a win for the side of Chapman. But if Chapman continues to get picked off over and over, for example, if Toru gets picked off by this Joy, which he was, you know, been done last time around, it seems like uneven. Nope. Looking to just scare him away a little bit.
Yeah, as we see a potential little bit of a Lord Dance. Hang on a minute. Ramses, though, being one of the front lines of Chapman University, being bursted to half HP from all that damage. Look at that damage from the Lilia there. Absolutely insane. Foe going in, though.
With the heavy spin, trying to get a setup, Heart Guard activated. Thanos gathering 2 of the Infinity Gems. May be able to snap them fingers if they're not careful. Oh my foe, very low, not able to get out of there. Hit with Detna's Welcome. Toru getting the kill on it, and even does fall. Joker is going to take down Oh My Foe. One member falling from both sides, but who will be able to turn this tide in their favor? Immortality being proc from Ramses, and it looks like Reedley College has now gained control of the Lord Pit.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1 trade, but then Chapman's going to do that dangerous banana split strat that he's going to be running down mid with the Claude. They're definitely going to be able to get that inner tower because no one is defending.
Oh, but wait a minute. They got Angela running back to clear the lane. I don't know how long that's going to take, but you are seeing Lala take down Kimmy. That is Chapman getting yet another kill for Reedley against Reedley College. You are looking at the Lord possibly being reset. Joker taking down Ramses, though. Hold on. Lala getting a double, takes the Joker. This is the Nana we were looking for, wondering why it was banned so much in the eastern side of things, but now on the west side, we're seeing a showcase with it. Toru trying to take down Beyonce in the one-on-one matchup. Looks like he may be able to take this game all by himself, but is going to go ahead and take that inhibitor, use the BMI to get back to safety, and now Chapman University has control of the Lord Pit.
They do have the control of the Lord Pit, but Foe is still all the way behind and uneven here.
Yeah, Honor even going to rush in. Procs the passive from Lala. You are going to go ahead and see the BMI go out and the Blazing Duet. A lot of utility from Chapman University trying to keep this Lord in their hands, but really College may be able to take it away from them. But no, looks like they aren't going to be able to do it in time. Oh My Foe with the Retribution is going to claim the Lord, and Chapman University takes the objective.
Yeah, a lot of waves. They're definitely poking into Chapman University base there. But they're fortunately that the Lord has spawned and the waves are all coming out now. So now it's Reedley College's turn to definitely go on the defense here.
Yeah, and you know, Reedley has to be able to defend this Lord. They do have the Bruno, they have a Lilia. So I feel like in terms of clear, they're going to be okay. They might lose all their towers, but I feel like there's going to be worse situation, which is losing here. And if they're going to be able to get this clear, exactly, right? The Lord is marching down on the mid. You have a double stack Bruno. You also have a Lilia, which pretty much has that unlimited cooldown. So there it is. The Lord completely goes down. Now Chapman here, they have to make a decision. Are they going to look to 5-man group and try to beat them in their base? While, you know, the fights have been going quite evenly. Right, you know, if Toru dies, then I feel like it's quite over here.
Yeah, speaking of over, here goes the battle you were looking for. Big knockup. Oh my Foe takes down Khalid. That's one member falling for Reedley College. Can they get a body of their own to respond? Immortality being procced by Oh My Foe. May not be able to get out of there. Slow too much to handle. Kim Kardashian with the power of glooms does shut him down. That is going to be 2 members off the board. Now, what we're seeing so far, right? We're seeing a little bit of a ping pong matchup. 22 minutes in. This is officially the late game. This is anybody's match.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, I mean, definitely a good fight. Both junglers are unfortunately off the board, but still up. Oh, hang on a minute, uneven. Whoa!
Yeah, does rush in with the final slash. Gets a little bit of a setup. His team wasn't there to follow through, but Hey, we know just one slight misstep, especially this late in the game, can cost your team the entire match. And right now, this is what they're fighting for, right? The best in the West. This is the semifinals for a spot in the regionals to go even further to the finals up against the team in the East. And, you know, there's a lot on the line. Sponsored by Oneplus, sponsored by China Southern Airlines, and just an amazing event so far. And we're seeing some excellent gameplay. Gentlemen, just keep in mind, this is only game one.
Yeah, it's the game, one of the best 3 series for the semifinals. And, you know, we expected these two teams to kind of come in and clash, but it's so extremely close, especially on this first game. I feel like both of the teams, they don't want to lose the momentum going into that second. Getting this first win is going to mean a significant amount, and both of these teams are, you know, quite strong contenders in this series. Both of them have been playing with each other for quite a long time, and to be all down onto this very first match and how close it is, you know, it's going to be very, very tough to make those correct decisions for both of these teams to be able to progress forward here.
Yes, we can get ready to see the evolved Lord, I believe, is definitely coming out already on the 23rd minute mark here, as we see a potential, again, the macro play coming in from Toru. So we could see a bit of a Lord dance here on the side of Chapman University.
Now, I will say something that snuck in there, Honored Uneven. He picked up the Winter Truncheon. We all know he has a big play possibly on the way. Going to wait to use it at the right moment, especially when it comes to this late game. Could definitely be a crucial factor. But speaking of factors, big setup over there in the jungle. Joker taking very low. The marksman for Reedley College. They are going in for the kill. They smell blood, but can they take him down? Yes, Lala is going to take down Joker. Maybe able to get another big stun. Proc the immortality over there on Khalid. Maybe able to get him as well. Blazing Duet. Toru on fire. Rushes into the backline. Lala gets the kill. Takes down Khalid. Honored Uneven does get a kill of his own. Toru takes down Kimmy Kardashian, but Honored Uneven gets a triple kill. Takes down Toru, takes down Khalid. Kimmy out of the play as well. You're looking at Nana's passive being proc, but Honored Uneven is going to take down Lala, a maniac. What is going on? Lala gets a shutdown. The response back takes out Honored Uneven. Now the one-on-one matchup, the mobilization. Beyonce trying to get out of there. All the single ladies, get away. Ramsey's on the chase.
That's a maniac coming out from Uneven right there. That's incredible coming out from the join. You talking about the Winter Truncheon play? That's exactly what was happening right there. He was able to get the Claude with the Vengeance and the ultimate coming out from the Joy, and then pressing the Winter Truncheon when he's just about to die, waiting for his cooldown to kind of come back up and play. Uneven has turned the game around 25 minutes in, and it's still a stalemate coming out from both of these teams. Way,
yeah, absolutely incredible bodies all over the arena right now. As I think Reedley College is just about starting to respawn over here after that absolutely phenomenal team fight. And what an effort, has to be said. And this is only the first game, Weezy.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin on this one, right? This is a high kill game. Both sides have over 20 kills and also over 20 deaths. You know, 25-minute mark. Lord is still in play, and it looks like both teams are going to battle it out. This may be the ending that we were looking for, especially for game number 1, as you are going to see the hard guard be activated. Wait a second, though. No Fury for the knock-up. But a response back, Honor Uneven takes down Lala. Maybe able to get another kill. Ramsey's rushing in. Honor Uneven takes down Totenak. The stun. There goes the BMI. There goes the Blazing Duet. Toru trying to get to the back lane, but the heavy spin on the Ramseys has immortality proc. Toru is going to take down Khalid, though. But in the mid lane, you are going to see Honor Uneven take down Toru. Winter Truncheon was bot. There goes the suppression to save himself. Now going to rush in with the flaming soccer balls. He does buy the Wind of Nature to negate the physical damage as well. Some high priority on the itemization, and that's what it takes to be a great player in North America, right? Abel, in the middle of all chaos, a 1v2 matchup, opens up his item screen and buys the item midway through the fight and procs it as well. Now going to be able to take the inhibitor turret in the mid lane, opens up the map. Reedley College looking to close this out, but Chapman University trying to stop them. There goes the base Crystal, though, and Reedley College with the Oneplus play takes game number 1 against Chapman University.
Wow, what a game that was to start. What are your thoughts on that one? goodness me.
Yeah, I mean, a 27-minute match, 23 and 24 is the overall scoreboard. Reedley College, a small little upset coming through in this match. Chapman, once again, had the dominating performance. Ramsey was doing extremely well in his lane, but that just was not able to transfer over. Too many members were getting picked off. Sometimes it was Foe, sometimes it was Totnak. In that last team fight, Lala Lucas was the one that got picked off first. Toru actually was able to grab a member or two from the side of Reedley, but ends up also getting taken out. And Joker, the man of the hour here, grabbing up this MVP. And we can expect an extremely high amount of damage here.
Yes, definitely unbelievable performance there from Joker. I mean, it's not just the fact that he was playing so well, giving out so much damage. The itemization, the fast hand control under that pressure from Chapman University. Absolutely phenomenal performance. And definitely the impact player definitely going over to Uneven, as well as Beyonce, for that incredible damage supply and healing support cover. Weezy, what are your thoughts on that?
You know, I'm just admiring both of these teams. It's a lot different seeing the West versus what we've seen in the East. When it came to the semifinals, it was pretty much a blowout, right? It was just instant sweeps. We kind of knew he was going to win the match within the first 5 minutes. But this one, I mean, it looked like it was going to be in Chapman University's favor. And even at the end of this match, past the 27-minute mark to be exact, you still didn't know which way it was going to go. And that's what I love to see, right? Both teams just fighting their hearts out, and there can only be one winner, you know, and that today that's going to be Reedley College for game number 1. But hey, Chapman University is not out yet.
Yep, and guys, we're going to be right back as we set up for our next match. Don't go anywhere.
Among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's voyage begins. Our existence brings beauty to the cosmos. Show them the might of our fleet! Find our way back home. None can escape from my wrath.
How will I be remembered? In verses or ballads?
Welcome back, everyone, to the Mlbb X AES Campus Tournament. Once again, this tournament is sponsored by China, Southern Airlines, and Oneplus. An exciting series already happening between these two teams. A 27-minute game, Weezy?
Yes, indeed. A 27-minute game, to be exact, right on the dot. And Reedley College, they were able to kind of reel it back in. They had a little bit of a struggle in the early game, the mid game, but then found their composure and turned it around. And hey, now they're sitting at a possible match point to be able to claim the semifinals and move on to the regionals against Chapman University. But I can't say everything went wrong. I think Chapman had a really good early game and mid game, but got a little sloppy toward the late. But what do you think, Wei?
Yeah, absolutely. And now we can see the little twist in the tables here. The Joy now being picked up by Oh My Foe, as well as Lucas's power hero, the Lilia. Oh, hang on a minute. Toru though, responding with the carry. Oh my goodness. Yue, what are your thoughts on that? A lot of damage already.
I mean,
side of Chapman University.
It definitely means that Chapman might be setting up for the Kaja pick, which they've done a little bit beforehand. Having the Kaja paired up with the single target is going to deal a lot of damage, and also denying away Uneven's pick. I think that's extremely smart, but I don't know if Jungle Joy is the right pick here around, because quite honestly, Bruno might be able to just out damage the Joy. And last time, Uneven had the Vengeance, which caused so much problem, right, Weezy?
Yeah, definitely caused some problem, but I'm wondering if it's just to throw them off guard. Like, maybe it's still going to be a Joy in the side lane, and they just marked with the Retribution to kind of keep them on their toes. But I will say, I do like the way the draft is looking so far for the side of Chapman University, considering they're going up against the Baxia and the Angela, right? A little bit of a take and support composition. It's a great pickup when you have the Lilia and the carry. Both of them can kind of burst down the beefier compositions. Carrier, who can do it a little bit better in the late game, and Lilia, who can do a little bit better in the early. But the only problem with their composition, right, especially with the Joy on the table, is all these heroes require playing a little bit closer than I would like to, especially up against a beefier composition. But I don't really see too much CC on the side of Reedley College to grab them up. But if they can get something with some great set potential, it could be a possible problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can see the Kaja and the Minotaur being banned up. Very, very wise bans coming from the side of Reedley College, already trying to read into the composition that Chapman University is trying to set up for, definitely. As now the second stage of picking goes underway, Yue.
Yeah, and I think it's extremely smart to be able to take out the front line and also the Kaja, just to kind of make it harder for Toru to kind of walk around, because Carry's not really that mobile compared to the Claude. He can't be solo pushing like what he was doing last time around, and taking a lot of the front line out is so smart from Reedley. Now, Ramsey, he did not go for the R-Lot because it was being banned out. This time around, I want to see if he's able to create the same exact impact as he did using this Yuzhan this time around, because quite honestly, it's a very hard hero, and you know, you could try to rotate in within these team fights, but the best thing that he can do is cause a lot of impact in especially the neutral objectives early on.
Yeah, and looking at the draft so far, we're just missing the roam on the side of Chapman University. Probably going to go in for something with some additional CC, but hey, Kimmy Kardashian make things a little spicy, a little bit of a Selena showcasing. I can't wait to see if those Abyssal arrows will be able to hit the mark or not. That's always like when you run the Franco and they miss a bunch of hooks, it's either really disappointing or it's really surprising and amazing. But Xborg is going to be locked in for the final hero selection for Reedley College.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been quite a while since we've seen a Selena being picked up at this point of a tournament. Definitely a very, very great pickup hero. We know that there has been a couple of readjustments done into the Selena, so definitely a hero to definitely watch out for, as we see Totnet lock in and complete his draft with the Rafaela and the support. So what do you think, Yue? Who are you siding for this draft?
Well, I definitely like what Totnek has done in this draft here at this last position. He secured a counter matchup for the Selena's Abyssal Arrow. The Raphael healing is going to be able to just increase the movement speed of the whole entire Chapman squad. And Joy, you can't stun Joy. You could stun Carry, but now this time around, Lilia also has that Purify. So it's still extremely tough for the side of Reedley. I still am going to side with Chapman here. Weezy, take us in.
That's right. As we are now flying in with China Southern Airlines on our Oneplus phones for game number 2 of the Western semifinals. Reedley College up against Chapman University. Reedley College sitting at match point. Chapman trailing a little behind. Needs to make this up. Needs to even out the series if they want to stay in and have a chance in the regionals.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll have to really see whether Foe's going to come online with this joy. Definitely a lot of potential early game pressure already coming in with the amount of damage that Lucas and Foe has with the Lydia and the Joy here. But definitely now we'll have to see in the side of the Golden, can Joker continue to live up to his name and actually pile in a lot of pressure onto Chapman University?
Well, we're seeing a little bit of an interesting thing that Joker has done throughout this whole entire match. He has the Bruno, which is a very aggressive and damage heavy marksman early on. Doesn't require that many items at level 1 to deal tons of damage, but he's not choosing to push his lane. On the other hand, though, Chapman, they have one of the strongest mid lane combination right now. It is going to be a Lilia and Raphael. That's fast rotation, fast clearing. So I want to see if Chapman is able to make the move in this game, get some early game advantage, because they're going to be able to out-rotate the Selena. Versus the Selena, she could set up some traps and get the vision, but unfortunately the clear is not that good.
Yeah, definitely going to have to watch out for those Abyssal arrows, but I love how you mentioned with the Rafaela into the mix, a good counter to work against it, especially when Selena tries to hide in those bushes and she can kind of spot them out. Now, when we're looking at the matchup so far, kind of painting this picture, or the Oneplus play, if you might, on what we need to see happen, right? In the gold lane, we're looking at a Bruno going up against a carry. Both of them who kind of have to fight a little bit close. So they need to play a little safe in their lane. If I was either side, I'd definitely be putting some heavy prioritization on both those marksmen up there to try and get that early kill, because those are both mid to late game marksmen. If you shut them down in the early, the later it'll take for them to get online. Could definitely be a possible game plan, but the first turtle has spawned in, and it looks like Chapman University has control of the turtle pit.
Yeah, definitely. Foe already picking out a little bit of the addition of jungle on Reedley College. Hang on a minute. Potential fight happening there. Lucas with the Purify.
And the Black Dragon hovering around, dropping down with the Furious Dive. Knock up on Khalid. Shot Essence activated. May be able to get the kill. No, looks like he may be able to get out of there. Oh, my foe, though, will get the turtle for Chapman University. They got what they came for and now are making their way back to their lanes.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for the side of Reedley. It felt like they had a pretty decent team fight coming in, but Khalid West was just getting chunked down and getting zoned by Ramsey. So another impact play coming out from the XP of Chapman. You were seeing that free hit from that Yuzong, even dodged an Abyss arrow. He had the movements around, made sure that he was able to dodge it, and was dealing tons of damage to Khalid. He did not get the kill, but their team was able to secure the turtle there.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a very, very good start, I think, on the side of Chapman University. Just a slight goal lead, though, really early on. So shouldn't have too much significance, as we see Joker already picking up the Haas claws on the 3rd minute of the game.
Yeah, and speaking of 3rd minute of the game, here goes some of the action. A little bit of a sneak peek for what we'll be seeing toward that mid game. Both teams trying to fight it out. But I will say, Reedley College, they weren't able to get the first neutral objective. Now they need to find a little bit of an answer. We're going to see a snowball possibly happen for that mid and early game, like we've seen in number 1. Yeah, Reedley College made up for it in the late game, but they may not have that same opportunity with this match. Now, looking at what we're seeing so far, the XP boost definitely is in Chapman University's favor since they got that turtle, but it's about what they do with it, right? Can they draw some kills? There goes that Abyssal arrow, a little short on the mark from Kimi Kardashian, but it looked like it would have hit. I think it was just a little bit outside of the range on how far it could have went, but definitely have to be careful. You can hit a bullseye from a mile away.
Well, we really have to see what kind of impact Kimi Kardashian is able to do in this matchup. He had a lot of impact last game around, but this time, the Joy's on the other side.
Yeah, the Joy is going in there, definitely. So using the electrifying beats already, as this 2nd turtle of the game has already spawned.
Yeah, and Reedley College, right? They weren't able to get the first one, and they didn't get a trade off of it either. So they definitely need this one, or that snowball will start to form. Ooh. Oh, my foe, though! Again, Chapman University able to get the 2nd turtle, and nobody falls, which means that is now 2 neutral objectives. when these objectives start to stack up and nobody's getting kills, that's when one side starts to dominate by having the slightest advantage with them. And really college, since they can't draw a kill from it, it's a ticking time bomb. I definitely agree, you know, a little bit with what Yue said. We need to see a little bit more of the presence on the Selena play, right? We need to see some Abyssal Arrows connect for the setups for some potential really college teammates to follow up on, but we haven't seen that so far. But now over there in the top side, you are going to see the Black Shoots negate the Faraga armor in the last Insanity. Now Lala needing to get out of there, though. Black Dragon hovering around. Khalid West takes down Lala. Another kill on the way as Oh My Foe takes down Honored Uneven. That is one member falling for both sides. There's going to be a mage for the XP lane. Oh My Foe gets a double, though. Is going to take down Beyonce. The support for really college, but Tora taking out Joker on the 1v2 matchup on the bot side. Marksman falling over there for the side of really college. 3-1 on the scoreboard. Chapman leading the way.
Oh, that is extremely huge for the side of Chapman. They did end up losing the first member. The first blood did go to the side of Reedley, but they were to take 2 kills on the top side along with the tower, and they didn't even have the numbers at the top. They had their roam on the bot side, and they were able to get that kill and another tower. So that's like almost 5. That's 5 statistics right there. 2 towers and 3 kills just in that team fight, and the only person that they traded was the Lilia.
Yeah, definitely. Now Chapman's starting to scale quite a little bit as they go approaching a 3.5K goal lead over there. Ooh, quite a little bit of pressure being put onto Reedley College now, though.
Yeah, rushing in, trying to get a kill. A lot of utility wasted on the board. Neither side going to find a body. But again, Chapman University having the advantage in the early game. A little bit of a blast from the past and showcasing what we've seen in game number 1. I think officially we can say Chapman University has a stronger early game, but they kind of falter toward that mid to late, and that's when you kind of start to see Reedley College rotate together a little bit more and have a possible comeback. And, you know, that's interesting when we see teams like that, right? Some teams that usually are a little bit weaker in the early game, when they lose their neutral objectives, when they lose their turrets, and they can actually play together a little bit closer, they can come together and turn it around, and that's the team that really college is really about. And Oh My Foe, though, is going to get a kill, takes down Joker in the midst of all this chaos. Third turtle has spawned in. Chapman University, again, in a potential point to be able to take this. Really college is yet to find a neutral objective, and the battle's still on the way. Ramses, Totenak, Lala, and Toru giving it all. Speedy Light Wheels for Toru with the double kill. Takes down Beyonce in the mid lane.
Yeah, my goodness, what a play there coming from Chapman University. Already securing the mid lane and a 2nd tier turret already in the 7th minute of the game. Goodness me.
I feel like the risk that Reedley took in the draft just did not pay off. Kim Kardashian is still 0-0-0, right? And Joker unable to get the support that he's looking for. Of course, they still have the Angela, but this time around, there's no Barats. It is a Boxia, and Boxia is a little bit more defensive, especially. And, you know, a lot of the times, if you're not an aggressive Boxia, you're just kind of a frontline tank where you just take damage. And going up against a carry and a Raphael where there's so much movement, being so much sustain, it's just a little bit hard to deal with as the side of Chapman are looking to siege on this mid.
Yeah, looking to take the opportunity in their hands and claim some more real estate. Tori is going to take that tier 2 turret in the mid lane, though. Faraga armor does go out. Big setup. Lala is going to take down Kim Kardashian. Heartguard activated. Beyonce is going to get a kill. Takes down Yuzong. Lala takes down Khalid, though. That is going to be 2 members down for the side of Reedley. 1 member down for Chapman. But the base almost opened up. They are stripped down to their inhibitors for Reedley College right now, trying to hold off. This is match point. If Reedley College can find a way to turn this around, they can make their way into the regionals, but Chapman University is looking to take us to a game 3. Toru gets a kill, is going to shut down Honored Uneven on the top side.
Yeah, the goal lead definitely extending really quickly here to about 8.5K on the side of Chapman University. Very much. Oh my goodness, Toru with the wow, the little flick back there.
Yeah, Speedy Light Wheels with the extended range for a massive kill. 2-10 so far at the 9-minute mark.
The gold lead is just a little bit too much for the side of Chapman right now, and Selena's still unable to cause the impact. You take the Selena to go against the carry. The carry should, you know, in theory, not be so mobile, but there is going to be a hit right there. That's what we're talking about. That's what Kimmy needs to be able to create the impact in this game. And especially in a lot of these team fights, there's just no damage coming out from the side of Reedley. The Boxia is just tanking the front side. Angela is just healing, and they're just taking damage at this point. There's no damage being given out for the members of Reedley here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as we were mentioning earlier, I think the Selena having a major issue in the lack of clearing lanes, you know, and especially given the fact that Reedley is now so far behind, and with the fact that Chapman University has just secured that first slot, it could be under really over here. So what could really college do, Weezy, to really try to hang on in this game too?
Well, you know, the first two things are never going to change, right? Upgrade to the Oneplus phone. Definitely book a flight with China Southern Airlines. And number three, you know, play a little bit tighter. But this is what we've seen, right? This is not unexpected. This is what happened in game number one. It was not in Reedley's favor, and then out of nowhere, when they didn't have any objectives to really have to worry about, which caused them to separate on the map, when they could actually just group together, that's when they started to shine, and that's where Chapman starts to fall apart. When they have these advantages, they need to find the way to be able to close it out, and maybe they might find that opportunity and take advantage of where they misstepped inside of game number one. As you are going to see the inhibitor in the mid lane fall. Lord still intact at about 75% HP. Inhibitor on the bottom side, it will fall to Toru, making quick work of it with Speedy Light Wheels. But now, no, they're going to go in for the game ender. Last Sanity going in for some massive damage. Oh, my foe is going to take down Khalid West. One member falling for Reedley College. Look at the base crystal. Look at Toru. Can he do it? A couple more Speedy Light Wheels in that maybe game. We may be seeing a number three. Yes, it is indeed. Chapman University takes game number two against Reedley College.
A big comeback.
Definitely.
A big comeback coming out from Chapman University. I mean, they were definitely the seeded one on top. They went undefeated pretty much yesterday night. And this time around, they're able to, you know, take a game loss and turn things around, Way.
Yeah, absolutely. A very, very fast kill game of 11 minutes. So definitely Chapman University trying to turn things into their favor over here, and as they try their best to really secure that spot in the regional finals there.
Yeah, a spot indeed. And really College, Chapman University, I mean, hey, both of these teams, phenomenal gameplay, right? I mean, this one's a little bit shorter than the first game, 27 minutes. This one's 11-minute mark. But nonetheless, I did like what I was seeing from both sides. I think we just need to see Chapman University just stick to their guts and play as a team and close out when they have the advantage. And when they do, you can see it's an 11-minute game. But really College, you know, whatever switch flicked on in that 20-minute mark to get them to win that 27-minute game, we need to see that in the early game. If they can win the early game, then, you know, that may be a good start to closing out the series.
Most definitely. And guys, we're going to be right back.
Among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's voyage begins. Our existence brings beauty to the cosmos. Show them the might of our fleet. Find our way back home. None can escape from my wrath.
How will I be remembered? In verses or ballads?
Welcome back, everyone. This is the third game in the best 3 series between Reedley College and Chapman University. A sudden death match in the Mlbb AES campus tournament. Exciting games, Wheezy and Wei. It's been quite good so far here.
Yeah, it's definitely a very cracking series between these two brilliant teams. As we go ahead into the draft now, we are seeing Ramses pick up the Arlet, Toru and the carry, and Foe with the Martis. Meanwhile, on the side of Chapman University, we get to see Uneven on that absolutely phenomenal Joy, and Kimi Kardashian picking up that Lilia.
Yeah, and kind of a little bit of a showcasing of what we've seen today, right? Game number 1, Chapman University had the advantage, but they kind of fumbled near the end, and Reedley was able to pick up the pieces and take that victory. Game number 2, we've seen Chapman win in the early game and also just dominate with the early finish at the 11-minute mark. And now here we are, game number 3, both of these teams having a victory under their belt. Now, I would definitely say what I want to see from the side of Reedley is win the early game. We haven't seen a single match when they win the early game, right? Usually they have an advantage where they kind of wait for the mistake to happen from Chapman, but don't wait for the mistake. Create the opportunity. And that's what I want them to do in the early game. And I think that's how they can kind of turn this around and win in their favor. But for Chapman, if I was on their side of the table, I would just say do the same thing they've been doing, right? Dominate in the early game, be the aggressor. I mean, if they're going to let you take the neutral objectives and not really put too much contest to it or find a trade, you can pretty much guarantee yourself an easy game.
Yeah, and for the side of Chapman, they've been so good on so many of these heroes. The R-Lot, which Ramsey has dominated with, and Toru, played an excellent game on this carry. But this time around, the side of Reedley, they decided to pick up Uneven quite early. And Lucas, picked up the Lilia early on too. So now Kimi is able to take care of that hero, along with Beyonce taking a pick from the enemy's book. But this time around, they do not have Joker on this Bruno. Uneven also gets that X-Borg being banned out here. I feel like it's a tough situation, and both teams are kind of on edge to get the best draft. So when they get into this match, it's just as simple as just playing your cards correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. With that, the second phase of planning has been completed, and now we go on to the next phase of picking. Oh, we haven't seen this in a while though. A Clint picked up into the carry. This is a very, very rare matchup. What are your thoughts on that, Weezy? Wow.
Well, I'll definitely say when it comes to the 1v1 matchup, I mean, Carry is a marksman who requires to play a little bit closer, but I would say Clinton is one of those marksmen who has one of the furthest range, and that's going to cause a little bit of trouble for the carry. So he's definitely going to have to play a little bit safer. You can't really rush into a Clint, especially in the early game, or he's going to pretty much burst you down. But my focus on the draft for the side of Chapman University is the Martis, right? The power of the 3,000 worlds. Mind you, traveling across all 3,000 worlds on China Southern Airlines. Got to plug that in. But as we are looking at this draft so far, it's a very aggressive early game composition. We know how much of a dominant force Martis can be with the decimation, especially when heroes are low HP and you get that level 4 right at that first turtle. And we already know Chapman University is a team who leads the way in the early game. When you pair that up with a Martis, it's a pretty much flawless combination, and it's going to require Reedley College to really be very discreet on where they try to kind of rush in at and pay attention to their low HP, because all Martis needs is a quarter of that HP to get that decimation off, and you could pretty much guarantee that first neutral objective.
Yeah, and guaranteeing the very first neutral objective, especially to get the winning the winning formula in the early game is so important. And we've seen Chapman been able to just do this over and over again. They're just getting the clean rotations coming through, picking up a small advantage. It could be on the XP side, it could be on the gold lane, it could even be in the mid. And they're able to get the small advantages leading into a gold lead early on. And this is where Reedley kind of lacks a little bit early. And this time around, it's not going to be Ramsey on this R-Lot. It's going to be Tonak. I feel like that might be a mistake because he's been doing so well on the R-Lot.
Yeah, definitely. I think a little bit of a very debatable choice on the side of Chapman University. But again, the flexibility of that R-Lot and that set potential definitely still a heavy threat that Chapman definitely has. Really college though, in order to be able to respond to that, they definitely need to play their team fights really, really well calculated, and definitely if they want to really hit the frontier, they definitely need to have a really good rotation and definitely punish any positional mistake coming from the side of Chapman University.
Yeah, and mistakes is what Reedley tries to wait for in order to have the opportunity, whereas Chapman is the one that just rushes all in and just hopes for the best. And they have the composition to pretty much do that. I mean, they have the Lapu Lapu on their side going up against the Joy. I like to say Lapu Lapu is like the jack of all trades. He can rush in, he can get a stun, he has Justice Blades for a little bit of range, and he has some shields to top him off when things get a little tricky. But I do like Khalid West picking up the Sakai in the jungle, right? You have the heavy spin, you can force people off the neutral objective, hit it with the retribution, and take it. But are they going to go in for this first turtle? We're looking at 9 seconds before it spawns in, but a fight already on the way before it even spawns in. Heavy spin on the wall. Good start. Kimmy is going to take down Law. First kill going to Reedley College.
Yeah, and finally we get to see a gold lead from the side of Reedley. It's not much, but it is honest work. But I think Reedley College, the most important thing that they need to figure out, they have a lot of magic damage. You have the Akai, you have the Raph, the Lilia, and also the Joy on the boss side. That's all pretty much magic damage. So they need to make sure this Clint can scale well. On the other hand, Chapman, I feel like they have much more of a balanced comp, but the Vexana is a little bit questionable here.
Yeah, but Khalid does not have the heavy spin. Oh, but is going to be able to get the retribution off. Reedley College is now leading the way in the early game, but Oh My Foe does get a kill, takes down Beyonce, does have the power of the decimation to do so. I would say that's a trade, but still able to take that turtle, even on the scoreboard. Reedley College is definitely stepping up this game.
Yeah, definitely can see now the effect of the way that the team fight is going uneven, coming in at a very, very tiny flank to try to first foe down as much as possible, causing him to be unable to receive that first turtle. So definitely, I think a very, very bright start for the side of Reedley College. They definitely will need to continue this momentum if they want to go on to win the series.
And Ramsey, again, having a lot of impact there. He had the bravest fighter stance, was able to take care of a lot, but top side.
Yeah, big battle on the way. The Russian on to Beyonce, on to Joker. Heavy spin from Khalid, but the Terrify catching him in his tracks. Toadnak, though, hit with the power of Gloom, and Kimmy Kardashian picks up the second kill of the game so far for Reedley College. 2-0-0. But now on the bot side, Justice Blades does connect. Not going to be able to hit with that Landshaker, but looks like they may be able to take some of the gold plating off of this tier 1 turret.
What was that, Wei? What was that? Like, you saw the Arlok coming in on the top side. He went forward and just died, right?
Yeah, I think he was trying to go in for a play under the turret there and just burned off his flicker. And the downside, I think, having the Arlet, I think as you mentioned earlier, putting Totnek on the Arlet. The thing about playing the Arlet rogue is that you always need to get very near your enemies. And definitely you're very, very much vulnerable. If you don't stack your second skill in time, you definitely are caught in a crossfire, and there's no escape if you do not have that flicker.
Yeah, and once again, it feels like the side of Reedley, they are on the back foot. Even though they have such an early game dominant gold laner, they had the Bruno on the first 2 games. They let Toru kind of just walk away unscattered. This time around, it's the same thing. But Khalid West here
is rushing in, but may not be able to handle the pressure from Chapman University. Forces out his heavy spin. I like what Chapman did right there, right? Get the heavy spin out of the way before we go in for the turtle. That way he can't zone us out. And now you have all the teammates around us to be able to protect. And we still have our utility to use on top of that. And there it goes. Forcing Khalid away from the turtle. Too far for the retribution. But wait, who gets it? Oh My Foe for Chapman University. They got what they came for and gets another as Ramses takes the turret on the bottom side, and you are looking at Honored Uneven down there to stop him, but just lets him walk away with it. But wait a minute, Chapman University takes yet another turret. Down goes the mid lane.
Yeah, and it's just like the macro plays coming out from Chapman once again. We saw this yesterday, Wei. They're just so extremely good at punishing the opponents. It could be an objective. It could just be their team fight position. If they're grouped up, fine. We'll send someone down mid and we're going to take their tower. Just like that, Wei. They take care of business, get the tower on the mid and the bot side at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not just even getting the neutral objective or getting all of these structures. And this is, as we all say, it's permanent damage. Hang on a minute, Ramsey's going in really deep there into the jungle.
Yeah, it does use the Bravest Fighter and the Raging Slash. Not really able to draw a kill from it, but zones out Reedley so that they can take that purple buff away from them. A little bit of their economy working against them now. Still 1-2 on the scoreboard. Surprising with all these turrets taken that there's only 3 kills overall so far. But Chapman University, again, now finding the way, not even to the mid game yet, and have taken advantage of the early game. But wait a minute, Beyonce on the top side, hit with the Bravest Fighter. Martis rushing in with the mortar coils. Ramses is going to take down Kimmy. Oh, my foe takes down Beyonce. Oh, my foe with the double on the Joker. Decimation, 3 kills on the board. 3 members down for Reedley College right now. You are looking at them trying to take this turret on the top side. Another member falling. That is going to be Khalid West, leaving Honored Uneven all by himself, and the full team of Chapman University standing.
Yeah, Chapman is just completely splitting Reedley apart. You can see, you can see the Lapu literally going down with the Bravest Fighter stance on the right side, and on the top side, you have the Vexana zoning away, dealing AOE damage along with foe, grabbing up targets, winning 2 battles at the same time. But before that,
Ramses, though, going in pretty far. A little, what appears to be an overextension. Hang on a minute, final slash.
Does go in. You are seeing the heavy spin as well. Oh, my foe is going to go ahead and claim that turtle, giving Chapman even more of a boost than they already had. Now, it's not too far out of the ballpark for Reedley College. They can still find a way to turn this around. It's definitely a closer game than what the first match was when it was the early phase, but you are looking at Chapman University giving them some pressure, right? I mean, this is match point for both sides. Any team that wins today will move forward into the regional finals for west side of North America, and that's what we want to kind of see, is who's the best in the west. You are going to see the 4v2 matchup on the top side. Totenak biting on more than he could chew, does get bursted down, and it looks like Toru is going to go ahead and fall back.
and this is the same exact mistake that Chapman had in their game 1. They had the lead, and it's just about the same amount of lead, but they keep getting picked off. It was Totenak this time around, and earlier it was Ramsey. 1 versus 5ing with the Bravest Fighter stance. I feel like Chapman, they have to kind of just group up now and kind of slow down the pace and make sure if one of their teammates is looking to engage, they have to, everyone kind of has to send it, because Reedley, they're playing extremely defensive, but they're still pretty disciplined here, even though they're on the back foot. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of like an OMG strat, where they're just looking out for the long-term game. They're just going to play it out, and maybe they could come back in the series here.
Yeah, and even definitely was corner spot of ball there. Will be able to live fight another day as we see a 2nd-tier turret being secured on the side of Chapman University.
Yeah, another turret falling. 5-4 so far on the scoreboard, but no turrets have fallen for Chapman. Some overall impressive defense and offense. Pretty much flawless so far, even though they took a couple of deaths. Reedley College hasn't figured them out yet. Chapman University, though, on the other side, definitely did their homework and paid attention to where they made their mistakes in the last few games. And now they're not really making any mistakes. They're playing safe, being aggressive where needed, and taking everything they go for, especially on these neutral objectives. But speaking of objectives, final slash in the mid lane, a flicker out from Totenak, wasting a little bit of those battle spells. But hey, it's okay, right? You're forcing Reedley College into an awkward position. They're down in the economy. They're down by 5,000 gold. You know you have items over them, and you know you can win these engagements. So why not force them into the lore pit?
The forcing part is actually quite interesting, but the side of Chapman, they don't have spells and utilities. Totenak here.
Ooh, does rush in a little bit too aggressive though, right? I mean, I see what he was going for, but nobody on Chapman University was there for that final slash to be able to help on that setup. And now Honored even making the most out of the situation is going to take down Lala. Ramses takes down Joker, though. The mark's been falling for Reedley College. You are looking at Mortar Coils going out, but wait a minute. Oh, my foe rushing in. Can they get the kill? Both junglers still in position. Lord at about 50% HP does get reset. Beyonce very low, though. Ramses is going to take him out with the Justice Blades. That is going to be 2 members down for Reedley College. Mortar Coils out. You're going to see the Bravest Fighter as well from Ramses, forcing back Kimmy Kardashian into the base for some HP. Heavy spin on the way out to by Khalid West. Chapman University regaining their composure and control of the jungle.
Yeah, absolutely. So absolutely a good team fight there. Definitely wasting a lot of utility and resources now. So potentially this first look goes Chapman University.
Yeah, and really they almost had a winning team fight there once again, but Ramsey was able to take out Joker early on. And this time around, it's not a Bruno, it's a Clint. So when it comes down to a lot of the team fights that Lapu Lapu has a lot of, the gap closing spells, Clint is just not going to be enough, especially when the flicker is unavailable. Now Chapman with the Lord marching down at mid-side way. What does Reedley have to do in order to, stand a chance in this match and maybe turn things around?
Well, at this very point, I think it really kind of comes down to really how much damage supply that Reedley College has up on their belt right now. Uneven definitely is scaling up pretty well, and as well as Kimmy, so definitely a chance to maybe pick off as the team fight kind of is breaking out, but no inhibitor is gonna fall just yet.
Yeah, Reedley College on their defense needs to stay on their P's and Q's if they want to remain in this series. Chapman University trying to close this out at the 12-minute mark, an early finish, possibly a repeat of game number 2. Reedley College, though, looking to try and hang in there, trying to hold on to their inhibitors. But wait a minute, 1v3 matchup. The power of the Black Shoes to keep Kimmy Kardashian alive regains all the HP and forces Chapman University back in the mid lane.
Yeah, and the gold lead is still about 7k, but when we're hitting this 12-minute mark, it feels like everyone is closing onto that full item. So the gold lead is not really a big of a difference right now. It's kind of about the death timers. If one person dies, about a 50 to 60 second death, and that's quite big if the side of Reedley is able to pick off Chapman, just one or two of the members, because Chapman, they still end up making mistakes from time to time. If they just pounce on some of that, maybe they'll have a chance. But in a 5 versus 5, especially when you got Ramsey coming through from the side, and you also got Toru hitting onto that single target, it's extremely tough to deal with if I'm the side of Reedley here.
Yes, most definitely. Ramsey's once again showing why the EXP lane has been such a huge dominant force in the game as of recent times. Definitely a very, very impressive performance now. Already holds on to 4 core items with that War Axe, Hunter Strike, Dominance Eyes, and the Radiant Armor for that extra bit of sustenance and survivability. So definitely it would take quite a lot of resources to be able to even get Ramsey's off the board here.
Yeah, and you can kind of see Toru going a little bit more sustainable in his build so far, right? But when you're looking at the Joker on the Clint, he's going more for the damage. He knows he needs to pick it up a little bit for his team to kind of turn this back in their favor, but it is going to be a little bit of a hard fight. I mean, the last engagement we saw, Ramses was able to isolate him and take him down with the power of the Lapu Lapu. And, that's just what Chapman University has to do. And, definitely kudos to him on doing that. But looking at the match so far, 7-6, it is still a pretty low-kill game, especially for this to be at the 15-minute mark and an enhanced Lord on the way. But Chapman University, they still are leading this game. They have control. They're dominating in the Lord pit. Reedley College needs to find a way to disrupt their synergy.
Yeah, and the gold lead is still quite immense. It almost feels like every single member for the side of Chapman has an item on top, but heavy spin
does go out, possible setup, but no. He's going to bait out the utility. Chapman University, this is the second time that they have done this to Khalid, forcing out that heavy spin so that they can get the neutral objective without him being able to isolate them far back enough from it to get the retribution. And there it goes right there. Mission accomplished. Chapman University checking all the dots so far on this game. Able to claim this Lord, maybe able to get a body, a Russian with the Brave Spider, Raging Slash. Landshaker not able to hit the mark for the stun, but Chapman University claims the Luminous Lord marching down the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pressure Ramsey's putting on that. Already using up the flicker though, but definitely we can see Chapman University really trying to close this out as they are attempting for big siege over here.
Yeah, big siege possibly on the way. A lot of damage from the speedy light rails from Toru, forcing out the vengeance. And Honored Uneven is going to go back to the base for some regen. Luminous Lord in the mid lane. Inhibitor has been cracked open. Base open for Reedley College, but the Lord will fall. Chapman University setting up a potential game ender right here, trying to close out the series and make their way into the regional finals. A stun goes in. Lala gets the kill on to Khalid. But wait a second. Honored Uneven gets another, takes down Toru. That is one member falling for both sides. 8-7 on the scoreboard. Does Chapman University pull their punches? Do they still try and close this out? It's the risky play, UA.
I thought Uneven was coming back for another Maniac play right there. But it was a great defense nonetheless for the side of Reedley. They did lose all the outer towers, but, you know, I felt like it could have been worse, right? They could have lost a few more members, and then side of Chapman just decides to siege in. But they were able to get Toru off the map, and I think that's quite huge, especially if it's going to be the Joy that's going to be able to body Toru here. That means they have the ability to, you know, go against the tactics of the side of Chapman. They have a response, and as long as they can execute that same response, I feel like Reedley, they honestly stand a chance here.
Yeah, definitely. As we can see now, Honor Uneven definitely scaling up. Now probably has the Blood Wings, the concentrated energy, and the Holy Crystal, which I believe now it might be leading to a Divine Glaive. So definitely getting the extra magic penetration to really cut down the HP bars of Chapman University really quickly now.
You know, something funny about this, right? Game number 1, this is what this match kind of reminds me of. Chapman University had the advantage all the way into the 20-minute mark, and then they fumbled and really was able to turn it back around. And that may be a possible showcasing of what we're going to see right now, is really may be able to turn this back in their favor. I wouldn't count them out yet, even though they don't have the inhibitor turrets on their side. Now they're grouped together, and this is where they kind of start to shine, right? They're going to wait for Chapman University to make that mistake, and they're going to turn it back on them tenfold. But Chapman University, did they learn from game number 1? I think that's the $1 million question.
Well, if they did learn, it means that the side of Chapman, they're not looking to get picked off. They're looking to play it safe, play it standard. You know, no members are going in with the 1 versus 5 or going for the flashy play. They're just making sure that they can just get these lords, have the lord push in with them, you know, having the marksman and the mage being defended by somebody. Right, and if Chapman's able to kind of secure that, which it seems like they're playing it quite safely here, it's going to be, you know, advantage when, especially when the Lord comes down. But Reedley also playing quite defensive. They're literally just saying, "Hey, go ahead, grab that Lord. We don't care. We're just gonna defend from the base way."
Yeah, absolutely. I think a good call made there by Reedley College, knowing that, you know, going into any more team fights at this stage, with no inhibitors left, definitely might have been a wrong call here, but they're gonna need to pull out a miracle here. They're gonna need to do all they can, pull out all of their weapons here to be able to defend this potential final siege of this match.
That's right, and their greatest weapon is their Oneplus phone as they're getting it out, getting ready for the final engagement. Concealed play on the way. The rush in from Chapman University. Big set with the final slash. Lala gets kill, takes down Joker. The base Crystal is fallen. Chapman University moves on to the regional finals for the West, taking down Reedley College.
Yeah, and you know, the victory just came so extremely quickly. Chapman University, congratulations. You guys are moving on to the semifinals. 9-7 is going to be the overall scoreboard. 18-minute match. Wait, talk about some statistics before we go into our next break.
Yeah, absolutely. What a match. What a reverse sweep coming in from Chapman University. I mean, it was a really, really tough first loss that they had in this series, but they definitely bounced back. Absolutely phenomenal performance and a great final play there from Totnek to really line it all up for that finalized siege there. But definitely, we have to give every credit to Ramsey for that fabulous performance once again, showing why EXP lane is such a huge, devastating impact in this current era of Mobile Legends. And definitely, you know, a great player to watch out as we move forward into the next round.
All right, next round, guys. It is going to be between UCR versus Cal Poly Pomona. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back.
Among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's voyage begins. Our existence brings beauty to the cosmos. Show them the might of our fleet. None can escape from my wrath.
How will I be remembered? In verses or ballads?
bones of steel.
Among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's voyage begins. distance brings beauty to the cosmos. Show them the might of our fleet. Find our way back home. None can escape from my...
Welcome back, everyone, to the Mlbb XAES Campus Tournament. Right now, it is going to be the best of 3 semifinals between University of California, Riverside and Cal Poly Pomona. And today's stream is sponsored by Oneplus. Oneplus 12 is the newest flagship smartphone released by Oneplus in 2024, powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor. This device is packed with powerful performance, has a large 5400 AM battery, and the fastest wired and wireless charging in North America. Level up your mobile gaming experience with the OnePlus 12. And also, it is brought to you by China Southern Airlines. Experience top-tier air travel with China Southern Airlines. As the China's leading airline, we have the largest route network and passenger capacity in the country. Our aim is to be global recognition, delivering dependable, punctual, and convenient services. Discover our North American routes, including LAX and JFK to Canada, where you'll enjoy a comfortable and entertaining journey aboard our advanced aircraft. Come fly with us as we strive for excellence, providing exceptional service at every turn. Mr. Wei, Mr. Wheezy, how are you guys doing?
Well, it's been a very good time watching that first series, and we're now already heading into the second series of this tournament, and we have already completed most of all of the bands, in fact, as we go into the second phase of the draft pick. So on the side of UCR, we've got the Nana, Claude, and the Rafaela picked on really early. The support and the damage dealers picked up early, and meanwhile on the other side, we have the Arlette, Carrie, Lilia, and now going into the Guinevere. Wow, what are your thoughts on that, Reese?
The Guinevere is interesting. We kind of seen a showcasing of it in the World Series in 5, and now getting to see it kind of be populated into the North American scene. It gets me excited about what's to come for, you know, future tournaments in the NACTs, and also for the semi-regional finals today for the west side of NA. Now, I like the Guinevere. It's definitely some good setup. If you can get that Violet Requiem out and get the knockup, it can definitely potentially cause a kill, and it kind of works good with the synergy on the R-Lot. He definitely profits off that additional CC provided, but it's definitely going to be a battle of execution, and if they can actually pull it off. Now, I will say a little bit different than what we've seen in the East. A lot of the East players, I don't think we've seen a single Guinevere slotted in. At least I didn't inside of the semifinals and the grand finals. It's just showing you just how different the East is from the West. I mean, just the last game, Chapman University up against Reedley College, it was a very intense best of 3 series going all the way to a game 3, whereas the semifinals in the East, they were all best of 3s, but ended in 2-0 sweeps for the semis. So I hope today we're in for a great show. I want to see this go to a game 3, and I want to see what the West is about.
Yeah, and it definitely feels like the West side, especially in the top 4, all these teams are a little bit closer as they don't go for the Guinevere jungle. It is going to be a Martis to counter out the heavy spin against the Akai. Both teams' drafts are secured and locked in. Riverside definitely feels a little bit more support heavy with some physical damage on the side lanes versus on the Pomona side, they do have a lot of magic damage going down that mid, but it's also on the similar boat where they have a lot of physical. So both teams actually quite balanced here, Mr. Wei.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. UCR going the support Ube-ish type route, whereas for Pomona, we'll definitely see a triple fighter composition that I think we haven't seen quite a lot in recent times, especially now. We have the Arlet, Martis, and Winner here. As we jump on right into this first game between UCR and Cal Poly Pomona.
Yeah, let's see where this takes us today. Sponsored by Oneplus, sponsored by China Southern Airlines. Definitely use the best phone out there for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. And just in general, and book your tickets to the best airline provider while you're at it with China Southern Airlines. Game number 1 in a best of 3, semifinals for the West. The last spot for a potential chance to battle it out in the regionals up against Chapman University. Who will it be? UC Riverside or Cal Poly Pomona?
And I honestly feel like both teams are actually quite close. It's kind of like the same story as the last series where both teams, it's going to be going back and forth. And I do think this time around, we are going to be in for a good show. Riverside, you know, some of these players have been quite known in the community. Some of them are former Gosu, which I have been able to play with. And on the other side, there is a lot of former Imperium, the local squad in California, which I'm also friends with. So I have a very mixed feeling about this match. I don't know who exactly I should be rooting for. Wei, maybe you could take away on some of the analyzation of this game so far.
Yeah, definitely the ex-Gosu members in form of Uzi Melon. Wait a minute, we have a little bit of a hustle over here on Yuri. Oh, Yuri!
If you might say so. Good early kill too. A big stack up from Cal Poly Pomona to be able to pick up that kill. Yuri Cutie, that's the jungler. That's a high value target this early in the game.
And you know, getting that tank off, especially early on, it just means, look at his level, Wei. He's only level 3. He's already behind 1 minute 50 seconds in.
Yeah, definitely Yuri under a lot of pressure already rotationally. Definitely gonna have a hard time. Spider James already up to level 5 at just 2 minutes of the game after that very, very early kill. So a very, very good start from Cal Poly Pomona there. Definitely the Martis, you know, a very snowball necessary hero. And definitely needs to keep getting that decimation to put a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, speaking of pressure, some battling going on the way for this first turtle spawning in. But Cal Poly Pomona, they got the first kill, may be able to get the first neutral objective to kind of maintain that foothold for the early game. It looks like they will be able to get it, but on the bottom side, though, Proc's very low. Melon as well on the 1v1 matchup. Getting a little spicy down there, but they need to be careful, right? Look at the setup. Big knock-up from Agatha, rushing down and shutting down Melon before Nostalgia could even get there for the HP heal.
Yo, wait, was that the same Guinevere flicker that we saw from yesterday?
I think it was. It was that flicker spatial migration that they done.
Yeah, yesterday. No, this guy, Weezy, he's literally been on spot with the flicker hit and now with the Violet Requiem.
For the knockup. Procs out Melina's gift, the passive from London on the Nana in the mid lane. But yeah, didn't even realize there was a flicker spatial migration. I mean, just saying those words together is insane. It sounds like some high algebra term that you got to study a couple of years for. But nonetheless, I mean, it takes some high algebra to be able to pull that off. I mean, that's a very strategic move and some high IQ gameplay from Agatha.
Yeah, not just that. I think the accuracy to be able to execute that. I mean, let's not forget the flicker does have quite a little bit of distance as well. And to be able to judge that absolutely inch perfect, to land that onto Melon there was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, and so far, it seems like Pomona, they're able to take the lead in the early game. And, you know, we saw the match between UCR versus Pomona yesterday. UCR was able to take care of business in that series. So this time around, with such an impressive lead, it feels like the Pomona side have decided to turn things around. They fixed some of their mistakes, making sure that they can get some advantage. And I feel like it's due to this 3-fighter comp that they've decided to set up here.
Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest thing to go up against, but it requires them to play kind of fast-paced, which means you got to expect them to be early and aggressive. Usually when you have the triple fighter comp, you expect the team to be aggressive, and they have to lead in the early game, and that's what we're seeing so far from Cal Poly Pomona. So definitely credit where it's due. And as you are seeing the next turtle spawn in, they may be able to get yet another neutral objective. Possible kill on the way. Kenteezy is going to take down Nostalgia on its Rafaela. May be able to get yet another kill, though. Turtle still intact. Pomona does have the prioritization for this neutral objective in the jungle so far. And it looks like UC Riverside, they can't seem to find a way in. It's like Cal is just over dominating on their jungle and also on these objectives, but there goes the heavy spin. A possible misplay from Kenteezy does get shut down. You are going to see Nostalgia pick up that kill. Not really the person I would have wanted to give it to out of everybody right there, but hey, it kills a kill at the end of the day.
Yeah, Inspired James will use that mortal coil to be able to get out of the Nana ultimate there. So we can see the bot side turret, they're already under a lot of pressure. Agatha, though, looking for kind of an angle to try to look for a little bit of a setup there.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like CPP, they have the fighter in the jungle. Just like Weezy said, they want to get the advantage early on. If you get a small lead, especially in the jungle, when you're talking about the Martis versus the Akai, you're going to be getting a lot more farmed in. But Prox.
Rushes in, Blazing Duet over there from Melon. Takes him down, a little overly aggressive. And that's the problem with the carry, right? When you stack a carry up with the Purify, you have no mobility. When you overstep in the gold lane, that's going to happen every single time, especially when you have a Melon over there on a Claude who has mobility with the BMI. And there it goes, a kill on the way, stacking up the gold laner for UC Riverside.
Yeah, definitely a very, very good pick off there. The slow effect from that Rafaela really puts a lot of pressure onto the carry as well. So definitely not easy to go up against, to go right in front of the Rafaela's face. As we see Agatha trying to make a potential spatial migration set. Misses though, so guess things will go back to normal just in the meantime.
And you know what's interesting? This time around, Melon has decided to go for a corrosion scythe. Typically, they kind of go for the Demon Hunter. There is going to be the Demon Hunter available now, so he's going to be doing a lot more damage, especially going up against carry. But mid side here, they do pick up the Rafaela. That's going to be a small win for the Cal Poly Pomona. They haven't been able to get a win in quite a bit of time. The gold lead has kind of cut even now, but with a member being down from the side of Riverside, maybe CPP is going to be able to get something here.
Yeah, Riverside wants to take this neutral objective, right? The last one went to Cal Poly Pomona, but may be able to turn this in their favor as they are fighting it out. Blazing Duet from Melon. Huge play for the AoE damage. Uzi with the heavy left punch takes down Spider James. Yuri Cutie is going to be able to get the lore for UC Riverside. It's looking like it's working in their favor. Gets a double. Takes down Agatha on their way out. 4-4 on the scoreboard, and UC Riverside stepping up in the early game.
Yeah, definitely UC Riverside there with a very, very good heavy spin engagement onto James there on that Martis. So definitely a very, very good. Oh, hang on a minute. A little bit of a lane clear and fight potentially happening onto the mid side turret there.
Yeah, and now the lead is in the favor of UCR. They've been doing quite well, and if you saw that last team fight, Melon was just full-faced in, hitting that Blazing Duet. There was nobody there to deal any damage to Melon. Cal Poly Pomona, I feel like they have to save some skills, save some spells, make sure that maybe the final slash comes through when the Blazing Duet comes, right? Or maybe try to get Agatha to get that set up, or maybe the Martis has to be the one that knocks this Claude up, because you cannot let him free hit just like that. He was full health, hitting every single member onto the backside, and no one was focusing on that. So Cal Poly Pomona definitely trying to make sure save some spells in there. It was great that they were able to get the pick off on the Raphael, but making sure you can get the Claude also, I think, is going to be, how they secure this team fight.
Ooh, but a huge knockup. Special migration in with the violent recruitment. Uzi takes the turret, though, off screen. Blazing Duet from Melon into the backline. On to Agatha, though. Gets the kill. But wait a second. Spider James very low. Prox as well. Melon takes down Sky. London finds Prox. Uzi takes down Spider James. But you are going to see Kenteezy in the mid lane. Serious damage from Melon. Rushing in. Giving it his all. Almost able to close the distance, but nonetheless able to take another objective. Down goes the tier 1 turret in the mid lane.
Yeah, my goodness, there, what a huge team fight there. The Nana with that Molina transformed, I believe, with Sky. Sky didn't have the black shoes up as well. That was a huge problem in the context of the team fight there.
Yeah, the Nana continues to deal a lot of damage. The Molina Blitz, you know, it was picked up so early, but you're able to see him just zone away everyone with the Nana ultimate. And, you know, the stun, it takes a little bit of skill to hit, but it definitely seems like London is able to have that down because he's just zoning away members. And now Riverside, they have the whole entire map. They're able to take care of that top side tower, opening up the whole entire jungle. Pomona, they don't really have anything available to farm now. The whole entire jungle is taken care of. The Lord is probably coming up in another 2 minutes in. UC Riverside, they definitely have the lead. Pomona on their back foot. I'm not sure what they have to do now, Weezy.
Well, hey, like I said, the first two things never change. Get the Oneplus phone. It's definitely the start.
Oh.
Get your ticket with China Southern Airlines. And then group together and form a strategy to turn this back around, right? UC Riverside, a great performance so far within the first 10 minutes of today's match. I gotta say, though, you were mentioning, you know, the Molina Blitz and how much damage it's been doing and how much of a force it's been on these engagements.
Oh.
My goodness!
Oh, goodness.
Uzi shuts down Agatha. Man, I blinked for a split second. His HP went from 100 to 10. Now, I got to do a little bit of an item check. I got to see what do they have for magical defense on the side of Cal. Do we see any magic? We only see boots. They got to put some respect on this Nana real fast, or it's definitely going to bite them on their backside, as you are going to see the Lord rushing in. The base has been cracked open. UC Riverside at the 11-minute mark, trying to close out this game nice and early. Mlbb is going to go ahead and take down Spider James. May they get another. Agatha is going to fall. Yuri Cutie picking up the kill. A double finds Kenteezy with the power of Akai and the full-man team of UC Riverside. Can they end it off with the early finish? Yes, they can. Game number 1 goes to UC Riverside against Cal Poly Pomona.
Wow, what a instant blitz that was. Goodness me, that was an absolutely frightening close out there. I mean, UC Riverside actually had UC Riverside was a little bit under in the early stage of the game, but when it approached that mid-game, that incredible power spike coming in from Melon as well as London on the Claude and Nana respectively, and Uzi just coming in as a huge finisher with the knockout strike, just absolutely removing Cal Poly Pomona off the map.
Yeah, and you know, Melon here with the MVP, 32% damage dealt. Also 92% team fight participation. This guy is on fire. Yuri, he kind of stood in the back most of the entire game. You know, he did get some heavy spins, but especially early on, he was kind of getting picked off left and right. But the core members of UC Riverside was able to take care. You saw Uzi creating a lot of impact. Also, Melon on that side. Congratulations, I mean, to get this very first victory from completely turning the game around, especially since they did not have the lead. Guys, we're going to go on a quick break. We're going to be right back.
Among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's voyage begins. Our existence brings beauty to the cosmos. Show them the might of our fleet. None can escape from my wrath. How will I be remembered? In verses or ballads?
Welcome back, everyone, to the Mlbb X AES Campus Tournament. This is the second game in the second series, best of 3 series. Pomona is down 0-1 against Riverside. Pomona looking to see if they can get back into this match, or will Riverside get the dominant sweep. Today's stream is sponsored by China Southern Airlines and also Oneplus. We're already in the draft. So many heroes has already been taken out. The draft is available. Melon coming in with the Claude. He did so well with the carry. Now he's picking up this up against the 1-1. That's going to be quite interesting, way.
Yeah, definitely a very, very interesting pickup. I mean, we haven't really seen the 1-1 very much being picked up. It's always been banned 99% of the time so far in this tournament. As we see now, Uzi finishing up this first phase of the draft by locking in that Arlet. A lot of pressure, definitely, as we've already seen how effective that Arlet has been throughout this tournament. And we can see the Guinevere being picked up. I mean, they banned out on the side of UC Riverside.
And, you know, it's quite interesting here that both teams decided to ban out 2 roamers, the Diggy, the Angela, the Matilda, and also the Minnow. But both teams are not choosing to prioritize any of these roams. And now with so many roam bans being on the table, there's not really much of an option left for both teams, right? I kind of want to see an Edith come out to play, or maybe an Estes potentially, but I feel like my dreams are going to be ruined. None of these guys are going to be picking any of those old roam heroes back in the meta.
You want to know what could potentially be picked up though? A very interesting one could be the Kufra or even a Grok. We could potentially actually see those two in action. We know we haven't really seen a Kufra too much throughout this tournament. We have seen, I believe it was Totnet on the Grok in yesterday's matches. So these two are still kind of up for grabs unless Agatha chooses to ban out one of these. The Rafaela will be banned.
Yeah, the Raphael gets taken out, and the Raphael, you know, has been played through. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
We forgot the chicken. The Divine Judgment coming out from the Kaja. We always talked about the Kaja and the Fairness being such a dominant lane. Both of them have the sustain, a self-sustain. Both of them have short cooldowns and poke. And also, you know, a little bit of a mobility. So definitely a strong mid lane coming out from the side of UCR. Perfect to deal with the disadvantage early game that the Claude has himself.
yeah, and I think maybe you could potentially have a right call here. I mean, Agatha hovering about the Edith here, along with James and the Frederick.
Oh!
Yes, the Edith does get locked in. Very, very interesting pick and a great call from Yue. Definitely knows the members of the West Side. And the Barats comes through amidst everything. We've seen so many roam bans until the point we basically forgot the Barats. And now the Frederick locking in on this draft.
Fred is quite interesting. It's been a while since I was able to see this here, especially now when people are playing the Bras, the Akai. I would expect the Fredrin to be able to come out and play quite often, but I think the recent nerfs or the changes that he had just hasn't made this hero as good as he used to be. But this time around, the set of UCR decides to come out with a little bit more CC. They have the Fredrin, the Kaja, along with the Arlot. It might proven it to be worth it to stack a lot of the CCs, but we are going into today's match once again. Today's stream is sponsored by China Southern Airlines. If you guys are looking for any flights going into the Canada area or even in United States, definitely look to go and check China Southern Airlines out. And also Oneplus, get ready to go for your new devices. Oneplus is having, you know, a lot of brand new internet phones out there. So if you guys are looking for any of those things, make sure to go check them out here.
So as we go underway, this second game of this very, very interesting West Side match here between Cal Poly Pomona and UC Riverside. So we already see a little bit of a early rotation coming in the mid side. Agatha trying to put a little bit of pressure in the mid lane. And we see Props over with the 1-1 already showing a bit of dominance over Melon on that Claude.
Well, traditionally, if we're talking about the gold lane, the 1-1 should have a little bit of an advantage, especially early on when you compare. Even just having that Inspire just gives the 1-1 a little bit more lane pressure. Now this mid lane, right? You can already see the harass coming out from the Faramis and also the Kaja. It's honestly a strong mid lane versus a strong mid lane, but Agatha already chunked pretty low. Both the mid lanes from Pomona having to go back here. That's going to be losing a lot of jungle pressure given to the side of Riverside.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we normally would say that 1v1, like the Lilia against the Faramis, usually the Lilia will come out on top. But with that Kaja, the Kaja has so much zoning potential and applies so much pressure through the use of that passive. So definitely, the Kaja is such a useful pick here on the side of UC Riverside.
I would definitely have to agree. The Kaja is kind of a wild pick nowadays because I feel like Kaja is still bannable, but just a lot of teams are not utilizing, the solo single target. And, another hero that I missed, the Franco, man. I haven't been able to see a lot of these heroes in the recent tournament. Maybe the meta has shifted between the single target stuns into more of a utility base where the Angela and Matilda is just a little bit better here.
Yeah, as we see a potential fight currently about to break out. Spider James going in, chunking down. Yuri, though, with the Praises Ref and the Retribution. Hang on a moment, though, but a huge fight bursting out. Double kill for Sky on that Lilia. Could be a triple. Now Agatha gets a double kill instead. So, Cal Poly Pomona, they lost the turtle there. But yet, they come on top of the team fight. It's a 4-0.
Yeah, it's a complete turnover for the side of Pomona, getting the advantage in the very first fight. They're able to take 3 of the members down, being up now 1.5k gold. And I think, maybe the impact of the Edith is just significantly better than a level 3 Kaja.
Yeah, pull over there. The Divine Judgment onto procs there. Very, very low. We'll just about survive.
Yeah,
so spells and big ultimates already wasted there in the gold lane. But Cal Poly Pomona will hang on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, there's 2 flickers being traded by both the roamers here. So the Kaja does not have the Divine Judgment, and also the Edith does not have the flicker set. Now, in terms of the losses, I feel like that's a loss on the Kaja. Every single time the Kaja uses that flicker with the Divine Judgment, that should be a guaranteed kill. And since the Kaja's picked so last, I'm not sure if, Nostalgia actually has the expertise on this hero, but so far the gold lead is still quite close. A small siege coming out on the bot side. Riverside, they definitely have to be careful here.
The huge dino waiting.
Oh, that's a little dino.
Yeah, it is a little dino. The dino is actually waiting for his next meal. As see, hang on, a little bit of a potential fight breaking out here. A little bit of a messy one too. James caught in the middle of a taunt by Yuri. Killing spree for Skydor on that Lilia, popping off right now. Huge fight as we see the Prime Ref going in. Unfortunately, James and Agatha will get taken down there. I think a little bit of a positional mistake there, inside of Cal Poly Pomona.
Yeah, Spidey James, you saw him kind of charge forward underneath the tower. If he waited a little bit, he was probably going to be able to hit the Faramis, but I felt like he was wasting his skills just a little bit too recklessly there. And the team fight kind of went through. The Lilia was able to pick up 1 kill, but the rest of the members got caught up onto the bush on, the bottom side. And with the Arlot rotating down there, they were able to take out 2 of the members of Cal Poly Pomona, along with the neutral objective. Now the gold lead is starting to close and the momentum is shifting. You can see Nostalgia and this Riverside just having the aggressive vision there just shows that Pomona now is kind of on their back foot.
Flicker Divine Judgment coming into Sky. Sky will get shut down instantly. A lot of resources already wasted. The Blazing Duet onto Melon already being burnt off. So you see them approaching, trying to run it down in the gold lane now. But Ken Teasy has already secured that first tier turret on the top side. We could see another fight break out, going into the bravest fighter. And James swallowing up Yuri. Hang on a minute. Yuri, does he get out alive? Nether Realm being popped as well. Agatha will secure the kill onto Yuri QT. And Agatha, caught in the crossfire, will get taken down as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's a small miscommunication. I felt like Prox could definitely be a little bit more aggressive, especially when the Nether Realm came out. They could have set up kind of a trade there, but Agatha was the one that got taken off the board. Now, Prox, he is on this 1-1. I feel like he needs to try to find a way to make a little bit more impact, but instead he gets taken off the board here.
Yeah, Melon really scaling really quickly. Divine Judgment again used onto Kent Easy. Ken trying to make amendments for that loss on the 1-1, but well, unfortunately, no trade will be happening at this point in time, as it will be just about 10 seconds as we hit on to the next turtle.
And what's interesting is I feel like Riverside, they're a lot more precise in what they want to do and commit, right? The Kaja comes out with a Divine Judgment. They're able to get a set, but here we go.
Oh. Yeah, Uzi has to flicker away. It was caught in the middle of 3 people there. So once again, this last turtle here will be very, very vital to see who takes charge of this mid-game.
Yeah, but a lot of utilities used already from both sides. You can see the Claude and the Lapu Lapu coming through. The Lord's coming down.
Oh!
Oh.
A big suppression there. Oh, but could be a fatal mistake there. Agatha gets taken down. But James will secure this last turtle, though. So I'd say it kind of broke even. The goal difference between the two sides definitely is still very much equivalent right now. So really, I think at this point, it still could be anyone's game.
Yeah, definitely could be anyone's game, but you could already see the goal difference between the gold laners, the Claude, 5.3k versus the 4.2k of the 1-1 there. So there is a gap, but it's made up by the Barats versus the Fredge, and the Barats is up about 600-700 gold from the enemy jungler. Now, it's quite even coming out from both sides. You can see a small lead from the side of Pomona, but even with this, Nostalgia, bot side.
Ken, though, with a flicker Divine Judgment there. Ken will have a flicker of his own and uses the Bravest Fighter. Will survive and live to fight for another day. Meanwhile, potential gank happening.
Oh,
Melon.
no.
Oh, Spider James missed his ultimate there. Nether Realm being popped. Sky, though, in the midst of everything. Agatha falls. Sky, hang on a minute. Spider James caught in a crossfire. Praiser's Wrath going down to James. Prox, though, coming into the fray right now. We'll have to see if there's any potential life left in this team fight. But they will miraculously secure that first turret. Hang on a moment, though. Uzi, though, with a flag, a huge one. And another team fight breaking out. Crossfire, the crossbow of tank going off. Yuri Curie, though, takes down Prox. Oh, this might be a disaster here. Spider James will fall. Everybody going down. It is a disaster for Cal Poly Pomona there.
I love it when you say disaster, because every single time you say it, it's like 3 of the 4 members from one team just completely gets demolished. And that's exactly what happened to Cal Poly Pomona. A little bit of an overstaying their welcome onto that bot side. They tried to get some of the fights out, but the Nether Realm coming out from the Kaja, from the Fairmist, was just too annoying to deal with. Too much sustain. They weren't able to kill off both Melon and London on that team fight, and it ended up just backfiring when the Uzi just came out from behind to the backside, getting a double, getting a triple, and just securing the win for the side of Riverside.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think now over here, we can start to see the potential, a little bit of a downside of the Edith. Because the issue with the Edith is that you need to always be so near your opponents. And before you can even land any of your skills, there are times whereby you just get stacked chain CC to the point that you just get stuck in the pit yourself instead. So it's going to make life really difficult. It will need quite something if Cal Poly Pomona wants to secure. Divine Judgment trying to pull James away from that Lord. Hang on a minute. Who is secured? James will secure that Lord in an incredible steal as a huge monster of a fight breaks out there. London is unstoppable right now. Melon really low. But Cal Poly Pomona, they have to back out here. They wouldn't want to get toppled at this point in time. Prox, though, still has to... Oh, no! We were thinking he was going to go fire the crossbow of tank. No, he falls instead. Monster kill going to London. I feel like Cal Poly Pomona lost a little bit of discipline there.
Yeah, I feel like the fight wasn't set up properly. Like, they got the Lord down. So the side of Riverside, they're mad, right? They want to go for some of these kills. They want to make sure when this Lord comes down that they can get a little bit of advantage out of it. But the side of Pomona, they just couldn't back out fast enough. They decided to stay within the team fight, maybe try to make something happen, end up backfiring. All their members fell in that last fight. Even Prox, where he just wasn't able to kind of make an impact on that team fight. And unfortunately, they don't come out with any bit of advantage with the Lord coming down. The goal lead is now on the side of Riverside. 15-6 is the overall score. 11 minutes in so far.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a problem. Like, we just wonder, about Prox, because, we kind of would expect the 1-1 to kind of shine and thrive, especially the fact that you have Uzi, you have Kaja, you have Yuri to kind of stack your marks onto. But every single time that he does that, London on that Faramis and Melon just overwhelms you with damage. Anytime another fight is starting to break out once again. Do not know James he has in there. Melon will fall though to Sky. Hang on a minute. And another round has been completed. Monster kill for Uzi, but London gets shut down in the process. Double kill for Sky. Agatha though still... Ooh. And the crossbow of tank going off right now. Brock's godlike. Uzi's godlike now. Hang on a minute. Killing spree for Yuri Cutie. And now Nostalgia really low. Sky though gets a killing spree off of that. A very, very messy fight. But I think Sky might be in trouble here. Will fall eventually. Gets shut down by Uzi with an enemy legendary.
Ooh, not just a legendary. Full wipeout. Cal Poly Pomona now on the backside. Wondering where they went wrong. UC Riverside now pushing through, trying to close out this game. This is match point, right? If they win this one, they will move on to the regional finals to go up against Chapman University. Cal Poly Pomona definitely needing to step it up. I mean, 9-20 so far. That's a very big gap at the 12-minute mark. UA, I've been asked this question a lot today. Now I'm going to ask the question myself. What does UC Riverside, or no, what does Cal Poly Pomona need to do to turn this around? Well,
it seems like they have the team fight set up, but almost every single fight they are overextending. They're not really trying to get one pick off and then go. They get one pick off and then they try to fight a team fight that's not calculated, and it's just so 50-50. It's not guaranteed, and I feel like they have to do the calculations a little bit better here.
Yeah, absolutely. Agatha now though. Oh, going in on Yuri Cutie. Oh, but a lot bounced though. This could be huge in the context of this team fight. Hang on a minute. Who gets the Lord? It's James. James will secure that Lord, but they have to get out. They have to get out of there right now.
Yeah, definitely need to get out. London going to take down Spider James on the way out. Spider James is such a funny name. It's like Spider-Man and like Mary Jane, but like the male version of Mary. I don't know. My mind goes everywhere when I look at this kind of stuff. But Spider James is going to... I mean, these names are just like...
Yeah,
definitely, I would love to learn the story behind it, but nonetheless, Cal Poly Pomona able to get this neutral objective, and we asked the question to UA, like, what do they need to do to turn this back around in their favor? And hey, that's definitely a start for it.
See, this team fight could have been worse, right? They only lost Spidey James and Agatha, and this time around they have the Lord marching down. All the members are securing some of the maps, so it's not like UCR is able to walk around freely. They have some members, and look at this, the conceal coming in, Sky checking for bushes, the Lord marching down on the top side. That is exactly what Pomona needs, right? Just a few of their members alive, especially with the retry. They can get some of these towers, and that's exactly what they need to do to get back into this game, Way.
So definitely, you can see now the goal deficit definitely been cut short for the side of UC Riverside. So now Cal Poly Pomona getting back some of that structural damage that they really needed so badly. I mean, we have to give every credit to James though, under that whole crossfire, somehow 2 times in a row securing the Lord, actually, for Cal Poly Pomona.
Yeah, able to secure the Lord, but now where do they go from here, right? I mean, we're both looking at the scoreboard and we're like, hey man, this has definitely been a beatdown the last 15 minutes. But speaking of beat downs, a little bit of battle on the way in the mid lane. Spider James! Oh man, using a web right there to swing across that wall. Who would have thought Barat had hops like that? But now the battle on the way, still in the making. NetherRealm activated to sustain the team of UC Riverside on the orange buff for Cal Poly Pomona. And now the chase on to Agatha for sending it. Uzi will get the kill. And that is one member falling for the side of Cal Poly Pomona. Make that 2 as Kintizi is still down on the board. And it looks like they're going to try and end this game as they know they have the numbers. But can they do it? Big play on the way. Spider James will fall. Melon taking him down. But no minions are in play. Sky will find Nostalgia.
I just want to say huge plays coming out from Nostalgia with the Kaja. They start, He started the team fight with the pull on to the Lapu Lapu and was able to get that 100-0 kill without wasting too much resources. And you got the Claude hitting onto the Barats right there, able to take him down eventually in that team fight. And then it ended once again with Nostalgia pulling someone with the Divine Judgment. That's a 2 for his own life. He definitely made it much worth it. And now the scoreboard's 25-11 advantage for Riverside. And with the Divine Judgments being available once again, I feel like CPP, they're being very careful here. They can't engage this Kaja without having the proper support in the backside.
Yeah, maybe we can take a look at the items real quick, actually, on the side of Cal Poly Pomona. And the Lapu going full damage is basically not even a front line anymore. He's actually going in to try to burst down. But wait a minute, we have to take a look at Agatha's positioning as well. We have to take a look at that because they're looking for an angle. There's a conceal play, I think. Yeah, conceal play.
There goes Divine Judgment on the way from the grab. Uzi finds Kinteezy. One member falling for Cal Poly Pomona. Lord still intact. Blazing duet from Melon though. For the rest in the knockup though. Denton is welcome. London taking down Sky. Another round being activated to sustain. UC Riverside. You're going to see them all battling it out. Agatha very low. Trying to stay in there. Promenade going down. London taking down Prox. Spider James falls. Gets to kill Melon. Claims the turret. And that's a full wipeout. UC Riverside. Our number 2 contender moving forward from the West into the regional final, shutting down Cal Poly Pomona.
Quite a beautiful ending, if I had to say myself. Another complete sweep for the side of Riverside. Takeaway for some of the statistics here, Wei.
Wow, what a final team fight that was to finish that. I mean, Agatha was in such a great position, actually, to go for a good flank. But so much happened here. And as we look at the items over here, definitely the MVP stand out. London, with that Fair is so much magic damage and cooldown as well. Absolutely phenomenal performance on the Fair. But definitely, we could also say that the impact player was definitely the Kaja, as you were mentioning earlier. You know, coming in clutch with that Divine Judgment. As well as Uzi. Let's not forget, Uzi coming in real handy to really finish off most of the other members of Cal Poly Pomona.
Of course, and guys, we will be right back. It is going to be Riverside versus Chapman University for the grand finals. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's voyage begins. Our existence brings beauty to the cosmos. Show them the might of our fleet. None can escape from my wrath.
How will I be remembered? In verses or ballads?
Welcome back, everyone, to the Mlbb X AES Campus Tournament Grand Finals. Not Grand Finals, Regional Finals. My bad, guys. Got a little bit too excited. Regional Finals, best of 3 series between Riverside and Chapman University. This stream is sponsored by China Southern Airlines. China Southern Airlines. To experience top-tier air travel with their companies, China's leading airline. We have the largest route network and passenger capacity in the country. Our aim is global recognition, delivering dependable, punctual, and convenient service. Discover our North American routes, including LAX, JFK, and Canada, where you'll enjoy a comfortable and entertaining journey aboard our advanced aircraft. Come fly with us as we strive for excellence, providing exceptional service at every turn. And also by Oneplus. Oneplus 12 is the newest flagship smartphone released by Oneplus in 2024, powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor. This device is packed with powerful performance. It has a large 5400 AM battery and the fastest wired and wireless charging in North America. Level up your mobile gaming experience with the OnePlus 12. And casters here, Mr. Weezy, Mr. Way. We are at our last best of 3 series and drafts already locked in. Way.
Yes, my goodness. And I think, earlier on we were kind of talking a little bit about Yuri QT saying he only plays tank jungle. Well, hey, hello there. We have a Lunox suddenly out in the open, picked up out of nowhere.
Yeah, the Lunox is definitely going to be an interesting one. This is the first Lunox that we've seen today, right? So I can't wait to see where this goes. This actually will be the first Franco that we've seen today. We've seen his brother in Suppression with the Divine Judgment coming out from the Kaja, but maybe the Franco can mix things up as well. Melon picking up the Earth. That we're seeing a lot of new showcasings today, but there's something a little bit of a more repetitive pattern. Rafaela for the 3rd pickup for UC Riverside.
Yeah, and this Lunox can be flexed both in the jungle, the mid lane, and also the gold position. But since Melon has picked up this Erythral, it's a direct counter for Toru's Cloud. I think they knew that Toru was definitely going to be playing against this Cloud. Another hero that the side of Riverside could consider is Uneven's Joy, right? With the Vengeance, he was able to shut down the Claude as that solo push. So that's definitely a viable option. This time around, UCR definitely have a strategy to deal with the undefeated Chapman University.
Yeah, definitely coming in prepared this time around. Definitely done their homework. Of course, we know on the side of Chapman University, Ramses on that ever so mighty Arlen. Once again, Toru the Claude. And Totnak going in with the Guinevere. But the Guinevere obviously right now can still be flexed into the jungle or roam position. So we'll definitely have to wait and find out to see where this Guinevere is going to go as we begin this next phase of banning, and we see the Barats immediately taken out. As we could say that it's like a little bit of a flex pick, this Lunox, as you were saying. So there we have the Kaja up next.
Yeah, and looking at the compositions from what I'm seeing so far, heavy CC oriented from Chapman with the R-Lot with the Guinevere, but again, a similar strategy when they like to run the triple fighter composition, putting that Guinevere possibly in the roam position and R-Lot maybe in the XP lane, and even stack it even further with either a fighter or a tankier jungler may be a possible option. But nonetheless, when I'm looking at that, there's some great CC there, good late game damage from Toru, some survivability, a lot of mobility on that team. For the side of UC Riverside, though, they're not really, I wouldn't say as mobile, but they do have the Rafaela to pick it up with the speed boost, so definitely can work in their favor. There's definitely some decent damage from the Lunox in the early game as well, but I would like to see a little bit more CC.
And I think Riverside, they're definitely not looking to be that bread and butter in terms of the CC. They're definitely looking to have a lot more sustain. So maybe grabbing up a few more tanky members, maybe some stuns. You could go for something like a Terizla that could do well in the XP lane. Maybe the Lapu Lapu, bring it back, right? You saw Uzi and both Ramsey doing so extremely well. The EXP laners in this tournament has been absolutely insane, and this time around there is no EXP ban. So hovering this assassin pick, would that be the difference, using the Nolan into the Lunox, which has been so heavily banded out?
Yeah, absolutely. And incredibly enough, the the Nolan has actually slipped through the whole bands. I did not realize that for sure. We'll have to wait and see if there could be a potential in this Nolan that Fool's gonna pick up. He does pick up the Nolan. So this is gonna change the whole plot of this entire draft here.
Yeah, definitely going to change the plot of the draft. Now, with the Nolan, this is the first Nolan that I think we've seen in a little while as well. Locking in that Lapu Lapu. Some more sustainability, double support composition coming in from UC Riverside. I guess they aren't going in for the CC. I mean, we like to say the Lapu Lapu is a jack of all trades, but I don't know if the Landshaker's enough to really rely on a big, massive set, especially up against a team such as Chapman University. But nonetheless, the last pick is in the hands of Chapman. Who do they go for, right? They're missing their mid laner. Is it going to be the Valentina? It can definitely steal the Nether Realm to provide that sustainability, which is really what Chapman University is lacking. They just don't have the sustainability. They have everything else, for the most part, checked off.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, the side of Riverside, they're going for an extremely fast-paced movement speed. They don't have that frontline comp. Even Uzi on this Lapu Lapu isn't going to provide that hard CC that they're looking for. Now, Valentina has been secured as the last pick. That's the wild card that I think Chapman might have to get the slight advantage in this draft.
Yeah, definitely, you know, having the Valentina matchup into the Faramis, as we always love to see. You know, 2 Nether Realms are going to be popping off in this game. But one side really very damage bursty, support heavy. The other side is more on the fighter assassination type of composition. Weezy, what are your thoughts? Who do you side for this draft?
I'm going to go with Chapman University. The reason being is I just like having everything checked off the board. CC, sustainability, great frontline presence, mid-game, late game, and early game damage is all checked off. When I look at UC Riverside, right, they just have a lot more sustainability, which can work really good in their favor. But I've learned, you know, from casting so many games and just seeing what can go wrong, a lot of teams, when you stack up so much on one of these categories, it can bite you in the back end if you're not careful. If you overcompensate and don't go for more CC and things of that nature. Since they have more sustainability, UC Riverside is definitely going to have to stick together and bait out the utilities from Chapman and then punish. That's going to be their game plan jumping into this match. Whereas Chapman University, they can pretty much afford to make mistakes. They have CC, they have sustainability, which will make it a little bit easier for them in the team fights.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of damage coming out from Foe with this Nolan pick. I think pop the Purify of Nostalgia. And if you take a look at a lot of the utilities coming out from UC Riverside, it is a lot of Purify to deal with. The stun coming out from Totnak, I think that's great. But that also offers Nolan a lot of ability to, you know, come close and get some damage and early kills on. So Riverside, they definitely have to play it really, really slow and early on. They don't have those flickers available. And you could already see they're going quite aggressive from the Chapman side.
Yeah, definitely going very aggressive indeed. Definitely, we can see Totnak roaming around the map really, really well here. Trying to look for early pickoffs. Potential trouble spelling for London there.
Yeah, definitely going to spell some trouble. Now, in this early game... Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Oh, my... Oh! Oh, the flicker in. Totnak is going to get it, but at what cost? Falls himself a little too greedy. I mean, you knew the turret damage was following that kill, especially this early in the game. But hey, I think they're just trying to decide who wears the pants in this relationship.
And definitely the first blood goes in the favor of Chapman's University, but the side of Riverside was able to grab up that extra kill. Now, first objective on the way. Nostalgia
is trying to rush out, but oh my foe, not going to let him go. That is now 2-1 so far, but wait a minute. Chapman University still in control of the turtle pit, and it looks like they will get this neutral objective.
Yeah. Oh, Uzi gets picked up by Ramses immediately. Goodness me. I'll tell you guys, the way that Ramses plays this Arl is just absolutely disgusting.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We've seen him go 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, getting the triple kills, getting the rotation to clear up on these team fights. Ramsey has done it all in this tournament. Definitely for me, an MVP at the heart, but we still cannot take away Riverside's ability to win this game, right? They have a lot of sustain, and you could really tell they were kind of getting pushed back early on.
Oh,
Ooh, big knockup with Special Migration, Violent Requiem, triple silence as well. A little bit of that BMI for Oh My Foe to get back. Now, oh, wait a second. Battle on the midway. You are going to see Ramsey takes down You're Cutie. We were just talking about how crucial of an element he is to, Chapman University. I always say, like, it's like a bridge, right? You don't worry about what's on the top of the bridge. You worry about what's underneath it. And he is the foundation for this team. Just dominating and creating the opportunity every single step of the way for the early game, bridging the gap that Chapman needs.
yeah, indeed. Definitely rightly said there, Weezy. Definitely a very, very impactful. And see, even him trying to go in on the 1v1 solo against Uzi. And look at that sustain and pressure. He's definitely going to get a lot of additional gold plating that will be so useful at this stage of the match.
Ooh, but speaking of the match, battle on the way near the top side. Super early engagement so far, 1-4, though. Most of them working in Chapman University's favor, especially with them being the aggressor. But hey, we talked about this, right? When we were talking about the compositions, you asked me earlier when the match started who I was kind of favoring, and we went for Chapman because they had these categories checked off. Whereas you see Riverside, they doubled down on the support instead of going for some more CC. And Chapman University, they're making the most of that. If they found the vulnerability and they're exploiting it, as we are looking at the items on the board so far, Hoss Claws being picked up from Melon, Turtle spawning in. Will Chapman be able to take this, or will you see Riverside find the denial?
Yeah, not only did they go for the support, they don't even have a frontline available to face check these bushes. They have the Lunox in the jungle, which clears quite fast, but they don't have a hard front to be able to kind of build defense and deal a lot of impact. But here we go. Totnak finds London in the bush. I felt like the side of Riverside, if they went for something like a Barat or even an Edith on the mid side, or maybe, going for an Akai, that might be, a little bit more balanced in terms of what they were looking for, but decided to go with this Lunox and also take the fair miss here.
Yeah, looking at this play so far, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say it too early, but it's looking like a snowball may be ahead of us if they're not careful, right? I mean, like I told you a couple of times, we might want to get our jackets on as it might start to get cold really soon. You are going to go ahead and see You're Cutie, though. Misplay from Ramses. That's big. He is the opener, but whoa! Spatial migration from the bush. Violent Queen for the setup. Lala rushing in with the Shadow Strike for the kill. The Terrify in. You're Cutie down. Lala with the double.
Big misplay there. Definitely, I think a little bit of a miscalculation. They overcommitted so much into Ramses, and they forgot they had told them to set them up for another execution.
Yeah, and honestly, they were able to get that double kill onto the bot side, clearing things up. But on the other hand, Riverside, they had the Raphael and the Riddle on the top side. But Toru is able to just clear and stay healthy under his tower. And this is kind of like that rotation difference where you rotate onto that top side. You can't create an impact. It could be due to, you just don't have a set. You don't have the kill pressure when you go into that lane. It could be that a Riddle just takes too long to scale. A combination of all those things make the side of Riverside waste their time onto the top side when they could have sent the Raphael near the bot, maybe potentially turn that fight around. But now Chapman is going to be the one up 3K in 6 minutes.
Yeah, 3K in 6 minutes.
Ooh. Ramses, though, falls to You're Cutie.
Ooh, maybe able to get a kill, but you are going to see the turtle fall. Chapman is able to claim that. And this is very interesting. I mean, Chapman is known for their early game presence, right? They did it against Reedley College. They were able to pretty much take control of the early game. They know how to focus on these objectives. They don't overstay their welcome, but they also are not afraid to take that fight. You see Riverside, though. We need to kind of see them get a little bit of a game plan to turn this around. Uzi is going to find a turret, though. Toru is going to take out Nostalgia. Melon finds Oh My Foe. Toru is going to claim the turret, though. You're going to see Netherrealm activated. A little bit of sustainability. The silence goes in. You're Cutie missing on the spatial migration, but Lala trying to get away. Did grab the Netherrealm, though. I mean, you see the the ultimate hovering around right next to him. He does have sustainability in his kit if needed.
Yeah, definitely. Yuri Curie is starting to scale up a little bit, and so is London on that farms. Hang on a minute. Toru, though, will get picked off. A solo kill for Melon on the Irritel. So as Yue was saying, that Irritel, so good, so mobile into the Claude.
Yeah, I mean, but it takes a lot of time to scale, and I'm happy to see Melon able to get that solo kill on the top side. I felt like Tori was definitely overextending and just a little bit too greedy. Now, the gold is actually quite even for both teams, so we did see kind of Chapman lead early on, especially when they did not have the front line. Decided Chapman was able to take both the neutral objectives, but this time around, now that we're 8 minutes in, heading onto a mid game, we might see a shift in momentum as the sustains might just be a little bit better.
Oh,
Yeah, speaking of sustains, Netherrealm going out for UC Riverside nice and early, but a response back for the IMU of Valentina. Chapman University on fire, but now needs to get out of there. Yuricuti gets one, takes down Toadneck. You're looking at a brilliance in play. Yuricuti is going to take down Toru as well. That is going to be 2 members falling for Chapman University. UC Riverside on the push. They're not letting it go. Uzi closing the distance with the Justice Blades, but the rush in from Ramses. Thinking he's a Greek god, but shut down by London. Looks like he's in the wrong region. But you're looking at, oh my foe, shutting down Uzi. Quick kill. Does he get out of there? Yes, he does, showing the power of Nolan. But now Melon to respond back into the turret with the dive. Finds a kill on the Lala and takes the turret in the mid lane.
Dude,
yeah, and then we see Yuri getting the Lord there as well. The damage has now scaled up onto UC Riverside. What do you think, Yuri?
Well, what do I think? You saw the Riddle near the mid side killing the opponents, and somehow the Lunox takes the Lord in like 30 seconds by herself. That's what I think. Like, what was that? We just literally saw her off the map, and suddenly the side of Riverside is able to take care of that Lord. But like I was saying, the side of Riverside, they're able to kind of turn things around with this comp. They gave up all the objectives early on, but now it seems like the sustain is just a little bit too much.
A little bit of siege on the way for this tier 2 turret. Lord intact on the top side. Full 5-man teams from Chapman University and UC Riverside to possibly fight this out. There goes the setup with the slash. Oh, my foe very low. Uzi gets the kill. Lord gonna crash into this turret for the top side. You are looking at Ramsey still fighting it out. Special migration for the airborne knockup. Toadneck securing the kill. Showing the power of this Guinevere. But is it enough? UC Riverside now shifting focus into the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. Uzi overstaying it just a little bit, but they do get the other second tier turret. So definitely, I think UC Riverside will back off now and show a little bit of discipline and respect to the damage coming in on the side of Chapman University.
Yeah, I mean, Uzi was the one that got picked off right there. I feel like it's a small overextending, and looking at his build, he's building a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely building a lot of damage. But I'll tell you what, Chapman University needs to change their insurance plan because they don't have a lot of insurance with these turrets anymore. UC Riverside is stacked in case they make a mistake, right? They still have a couple of turrets they have to even go through to even out this playing field. UC Riverside doing a great job, though. 10-10 on the scoreboard, only a 3,000 gold lead. But nonetheless, look at the gold lane difference. 8,000 gold from Melon to lead the way so far in this engagement. You are looking at a battle possibly on the way for this purple buff, looking like they're not trying to give them any of the economy, starving out Chapman from having a chance to turn this back around in their favor. Ramsey's though very low. Do they go in for the kill? They have the spacing to do it, and Melon will secure it.
Yeah, I think now UC Riverside might have found the cracks in Chapman University's composition. I mean, it seems to me that as long as they take down Ramses and they can pile a lot of pressure onto Fo as well, on the damaged Nolan. Now, this is probably the weakness of always having that Nolan sometimes, when there's an overwhelming amount of damage. As much as you're a damage carry, but you can't keep going in and keep forcing the situation because it's just too much damage.
Yeah, and a lot of damage. He definitely has that, but in terms of the sustain, UC Riverside is definitely the one that comes out on top. Now, in terms of Chapman, they have to kind of look for members to shut down, and with the amount of purifies that Riverside has, they need to be going at timings where enemies do not have their purify, and it seems like they might have found one.
Yeah, and you're going to say, oh, my foe, get the kill on a Nostalgia. That's a great early kill, especially with this Luminous Lord intact. Not having that support to kind of back you up is going to be a crucial play for Chapman University to take advantage in the Lord pit. Look at UC Riverside, though. They're not letting their foot off their gas. They're still trying to find a way to contest.
Yeah, absolutely. But with the Rafaela down for some time now, they don't have that succeedable. Hang on, man! Final slash.
Oh, looks like the Lord was just a distraction. Your cutie is going to find Ramses, though. Blazing duet from Toru into the back lane. Your cutie is going to get a kill. Todak takes down Uzi. But wait a second. London very low. Your cutie is going to find Toru. London's still low. Melon to kind of protect him and kite that damage to force Totenak away. But hold on a second. Look, they're going to engage in this push. There it goes. What a play! Yuri Cutie, a wizard in the making for UC Riverside. 4-man wipeout against Chapman University. Only Lala by himself and very low. It might be a full wipeout. It's a full wipeout. Melon able to take him down. 1 minion in his way. Does he go to the base? No. Ramsey spawns in time, but they get the Luminous Lord.
And in the beginning, I was kind of talking about how I just didn't see this Riddle skilling, but now definitely the skill has turned in its favor. He was able to get that kill on the top side and it just led to the snowball. And look at Melon now, completely undefeated here.
He's going to take down on my foe. Ramses may follow suit if he is not careful. Big spatial migration, but not going to hit the mark from Totenak. Is going to bait out some of the skills from UC Riverside. But look, they're stacked up in their base. They have a Limitless Lord on their backside, but the lanes are not synced. The bottom lane is not clear. The top is, so they will be good, but it's going to be a 2-lane sync to try and close this out.
Yeah, right now UC Riverside looking to try to dismantle Chapman University. Oh my goodness, look at the damage.
Melon able to get a kill, and down goes the base Crystal. UC Riverside claiming victory against Chapman University.
In the game 1.
Wow.
In the game 1.
In the game 1.
Hey, I had to say it like that.
Because we definitely have a lot more. Take us into some of the statistics here, Wei.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, early game, Chapman University was definitely coming very, very strong. But UC Riverside, once they found the window with the Faramis and the Rafaela, the dual support sustainability, and the fact that Melon and Yuri QT skill exactly at the perfect timing, they were just able to destroy and dismantle every single member of Chapman University. What a phenomenal performance that was, though, from Melon on that Iritel. An 8-0 and 5 KDA with 31% damage throughout that whole entire game. Absolutely phenomenal.
Definitely a lot of damage and teamfight participation spread throughout UC Riverside's team. But guys, just like that spread out, we are going to take a small break. We're going to be right back with game 2 of the regional finals.
Among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's voyage begins. Our existence brings beauty to the cosmos. Show them the might of our fleet. None can escape from my wrath.
How will I be remembered? In verses or ballads?
Welcome everyone back to the Mlbb X AES Campus Tournament. This is the regional finals best of 3 series, game number 2. Riverside is up now in this series. Chapman took the very first defeat. Now they are on their back foot. In the casting realm, we do have Mr. Chef Wheezy and also Wei accompanying me along this journey.
Yes, what a first game we had though. We are I think we kind of took on the damage supply for granted, but then now we realize that damage really hurts when the damage hits. Absolutely disgusting that last game. But anyways, we are headed on to this part of the draft pick right now. So we once again are seeing the side of UC Riverside picking up that double support and the Claude this time around.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. It didn't work out for them the first time. I don't think picking it a second time is the right answer. But hey, I mean, maybe it was just a fluke. Maybe it just was a slight miscalculation on their side, and they're going to kind of prove me wrong. What's that saying they say? It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, hey, what happens if it's a third time? But hopefully we don't get to that third time. So as we are watching this match, double support has been locked in. Yue, how do you feel about that?
Well, I definitely enjoy the double supports coming in. We saw a very wonderful, like convincing close coming out from Riverside using this double support strategy. But this time around, Chapman has one of their own, and I would actually argue the Molina coming out from Nana also provides a degree of the support. It's not the sustain, it's not the heal, but it definitely feels like the side of Riverside is prioritizing this fair mess. Now, I don't think that the Nana and the Matilda is able to deal with aggressive lane clear and also the sustain coming out of it, but maybe it provides a lot more different support. Chapman has to be extremely careful here. Maybe they have to secure a front line. Maybe the Bratz has to come out to play or something that can deal with the AoE sustain of London.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And actually, Wei, I would love to hear your weigh in on that beautiful analytic play from Mr. Yue.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he was really spot on that one. The Barat still has not been banned out. So it actually could be picked up for the side of UC Riverside here, actually, potentially. But they lock in. Oh, they locked the Fredrin instead. Ooh, that changes things quite a little bit. What are your thoughts, Reese?
Okay, it's not the Barats we were looking for, but it's definitely something of a similar nature, right? I mean, Fredrin's known to be a little bit beefier. He's kind of that hybrid frontline fighter / tank that you can run in the jungle. I think it's a step in the right direction, right? I think they were kind of missing that in the last match, and that's kind of where they fell short. So with that being slotted in, maybe we'll see a little bit of a different engagement. When we're looking at the side of Chapman University, though, I mean, there goes that Nolan locked in again, and dude, he performed really well on him, and it could be a possible problem. But I like seeing those categories that we talked about, the CC, the sustainability, the mid-game, late-game, and early-game damage checked off, and I see that with UC Riverside.
But this time around, UC Riverside, they don't have the Lunox in the jungle anymore. They have the Fredrin, and the Fredrin, I feel like we're not seeing the Fredrin in the jungle enough for me to be like, okay, they get the Fredrin, it's convincing in the jungle. Right now, I'm still iffy on it. On the other hand, Foe is on this Nolan, and we saw him kind of pop off in the early game in the last time around, but this time, they don't have kind of, the frontline tank synergy. Instead, they have a Matilda, which provides a lot of support. Maybe the China Southern Airlines that the Matilda is going to be offering is going to be a good enough combination for Foe to kind of pop off in this game. But Wei, take us in.
Yes, as we enter the second game of this very enthralling series between Chapman University and UC Riverside. So now definitely I would see from the draft point of view, I definitely say it looks very balanced, very equivalent amount of sources of damage as well as sustainability coming in from both sides.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage, a lot of sustainability, but it's also going to boil down to execution. We always know with Chapman University what we're getting. They usually dominate in the early game. It's kind of where they shine, and they're able to keep that together. But you see Riverside looking like they're doing some damage, maybe able to draw first blood. Molina's gift has been procced out. Early passive gone from Nana. a good start in the right direction for UC Riverside to even out the series.
Yeah, and you could definitely tell that the mastery of London and Nostalgia on this mid lane synergy, it feels like they're so extremely strong and they're aggressive. They're playing this dual kind of lane so well. We can even see a small denying coming out from London. I think that's so smart because Nana doesn't have the sustain. He can't just fight you on straight up. And, you know, now he's denying some of the waves, and you can even see Nostalgia sneaking onto this bot side. It's like the Fairness can deal with the mid by himself, and let me take an advantage on the weaker lane that we have to make sure that we have the late game ability.
Yeah, and looking at the late game, you know, it definitely paves the way if it even gets there. I mean, we know Chapman University, they've had early finishes today. I think their earliest match was 11 minutes. But you are going to look at them against UC Riverside, definitely given a little bit of a harder fight than what they've seen today. Oh, my foe, though, is going to shut down London. Only 2 minutes in, not even 2 minutes in. Oh, my foe, though, is he going to fall? Can he get out of there? Good play, able to escape, get the kill. I definitely feel like that was worth it.
Yeah, the guiding wind definitely saving grace for Oh My Foe there on that Nolan. It was almost out of energy there to use a dash move. But yeah, so definitely a good start this time for Chapman University, claiming the first blood and potentially getting a good start into this first turtle.
Yeah, good start is exactly what they need. We haven't been able to see Chapman do a lot in, you know, this series. They got the lead early on, but can they keep it?
Oh!
Yeah, going in. Ramsey is going to find Nostalgia, though. Another room being activated for sustainability.
Whoa.
Oh, goodness. Uzi, Bravest Fighter, Raging Slash. Huge play takes down Oh My Foe. 2-1 on the scoreboard. Chapman University leading in terms of kills, in terms of gold, but may not be able to get this neutral objectives. UC Riverside has the positioning for it. London gets down on Ramses, takes him out. Your cutie gets the turtle for UC Riverside, evens out the scoreboard, and now takes the advantage.
Yeah, UC Riverside now actually taking good control there. Foe got absolutely demolished by the flank from Uzi, and that took him out so quickly. And now UC Riverside has basically leveled out the playing field.
Yeah, and it's crazy, right? UC Riverside, they're able to kind of take the advantage that they lost in the beginning and turn it into something good, especially with the Lapu Lapu coming in. It feels like Uzi just rotates perfectly and made sure that they can follow up. But now, it seems like Ramsey.
Oh, 2v1 matchup. Oh, Terrify in. Yuri Cutie is going to shut him down. Man, just the power of Fredrin, right? I mean, that energy eruption to provide, it's like we say, the walking petrify, just has everything in his kit. And, you know, you kind of mentioned it. We haven't seen the Fredrin like we used to back in the day, at least since like we seen in the NACT fall season. It's just not the same anymore, but it's good to see some of these heroes still make a showcasing and have such an impact.
Yeah, definitely something a little bit new as well. I mean, there's newer combinations and new draft pairings together with this Fredrin too. So definitely will make all the more a little bit of a unique difference. Meantime, though, Uzi caught in a big slaughter there. Ramses falls, but Uzi well traded for his life.
Hey, I will say he took one out. 1v3 matchup, and he took one. That's a king right there. But you're a cutie on the chase, going far behind enemy lines. Not even worried about the turret. Is going to miss that Appraiser's Wrath, though, on the toe neck. He's going to use the guiding wind to get out of there. 3-4, though. This may turn into a high kill game, but I would still say UC Riverside, they're picking up the pace. They're making Chapman work for this victory.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
chase on to Toru.
It definitely depends on if they're able to take care of Toru and deny him. And yes, they will be able to grab up Toru onto the boss side. You can see Melon already onto this gold, but there's two members from the side of Chapman looking to defend this side. The Bravest Fighter stance coming through is unable to grab up that kill. And Yuri being chunked a little bit low. The China Airlines coming through, but choosing to disengage there for both teams. Riverside on top in this little skirmish.
Yeah, absolutely on top there. UC Riverside now trying to step on the gas a little bit, really putting a lot of pressure. You can see how many members are in the pit. There's 5 of them in the pit right now. They're basically trying to go all in. Yuri Cutie will secure this turtle though.
Yeah, we'll secure the turtle for UC Riverside, who now has the stance in the early game. They're definitely leading.
Oh.
You are seeing the battle on the way. Rating slash Bravest Fighter from Uzi, far behind enemy lines in between the tier 1 and tier 2 turret, but now response back from Oh My Foe. Dealing some massive damage, forcing out the Nether Realm. London may not be able to go. London Bridge is falling down, but not today, as he's able to heal him back up just in the nick of time.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah,
you could kind of see how London, like, she just sees like an exact moment, and suddenly the NetherRealm is there perfectly. The position that she has just coming through gets the right amount of, you know, timing on the NetherRealm and just protects the teammates. Like, the way that she's playing is so extremely good on this Fairness is insanely impressive. And the scoreboard 6-3. She's definitely been able to save so many members for the side of Riverside as they're looking to push onto this top side. Totnak coming in with the China Southern Airlines.
Uh-oh.
China Southern Airlines, and now with the Oneplus phone, chucking it across the map for some additional damage. You are going to go ahead and see both teams still fighting it out. Chapman University down to their inhibitor on the top lane. UC Riverside putting them in a hard situation, choking them from even leaving their base.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, UC Riverside now stepping up on the gas real quick. As we take a look at the items, and once again, we're seeing the Lapu going the damage route. I don't know how many times we're gonna see this today from a Lapu, but Uzi's really making sure that the damage counts. And look at his positioning.
Yeah, looking at his positioning, they are going to be able to claim yet another turret with little to no contest from Chapman, leaving only the tier 2 in the mid lane before they're down to only their inhibitors. We're not even at the 10-minute mark. We're still on turtles right now. We don't even have a Lord in play. We are going to see that NetherRealm activated. We are seeing the Blazing Duet go out from Melon as well. Ramsey's very low. London drawing the kill, taking him down. Is going to buy the Lightning Truncheon for some additional echo damage. Yurikuta is going to find Totnak in the back line. 2 members falling for Chapman University. Can they get another? Toru is going to rush in back to the base. But Uzi, look at his positioning. Oh My Foe takes down Nostalgia. 1 member falling. The first member falling in that entire engagement for UC Riverside, but they were able to catch 2 from Chapman University before disengaging.
Yeah, and another perfect NetherRealm coming out from London, able to save the members of Riverside for such a long time. It's been so extremely annoying and it's frustrating for the side of Chapman to go against this NetherRealm, especially now that they don't even have the Valentina. It's just a one-sided team fight. But after that, they get that spell out of the team fight. It seems like Chapman has the advantage to be able to take care of some of the picks right here as they looking to go in with another China Southern Airlines.
Yeah, I mean, bro, look at the sustainability from Mathilda on Totnak. Just wasting all of the utility, getting out, and then topping himself out, not even needing to go back to the base, just showcasing how much of a force Mathilda can put into a composition.
Yeah, now the Lord being quickly chunked down by UC Riverside. I mean, we could see it, like, you know, the Nolan being picked up. But, I mean, the issue now is that even though Foe has quite a bit of items, but there's no damage coming from the fracture, mainly because of the sustainability that the Rafaela has, as well as the NetherRealm.
Yeah, and this is the first time that we're seeing Ramsey actually on the extreme back foot. Like, we haven't seen that Arlot impact that he usually is able to get throughout, you know, the games. And this time around, he's only on a 1-5-1, kind of the backbone of the team, but mid.
Yeah, big skirmish on the way. Looks like UC Riverside's trying to push through the mid, trying to even out this series. They were not able to pull off the first one, but this time with the double composition, it is working with them with the double supports. So I guess the first time may have been a fluke, and they're proving us wrong so far. You are seeing the Lord on the bottom side making his way into the inhibitor turret. A possible siege to open up the base is on the way. NetherRealm being activated. Full dive in onto Toru, but down goes the inhibitor turret. Lord still at about 75% HP and has UC Riverside behind him to back this damage. The taunt goes in. Uzi finds a kill, finds Ramses. Lord does fall. The inhibitor in the mid lane still standing strong.
Yeah, Ramses was trying to make something happen there. He's really trying to find a smash. He's been landing all this. Oh, hang on.
Oh my.
Foe gets metal.
I said, I should have followed up with a My Foe. I just was waiting for that 2-piece to slip up for him to take him down, but I guess he wasn't able to follow through.
Yeah, and you know, that's the burst that's coming out from this Nolan. I feel like Nolan's kind of hard, but at the same time, he's able to kind of just dash in, dash out, purify a lot of the CC, and deal tons of damage. He was able to pick up Melon, which had 0 death before that little skirmish, and that is the priority target. You pick off Melon, they're not going to be able to push. And here is Chapman coming back with a different strategy, a 3-1-1 with Oh My Foe, able to take care of the specific target. I think that opens up a path to victory potentially for the side of Chapman.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, my foe though will be in a spot of bother here. Has to use the fracture and another dash to get himself out of trouble there. But he will live for the time being.
Yeah, for the time being. But so far, I mean, there's a lot of insurance for UC Riverside. I mean, look at the turrets. They haven't lost a single one. We got to just talk about how much they have stepped their game up from match number 1, right? I mean, not to lose a single turret, to take pretty much every turret and leave open their base before the 10-minute mark. That's a huge step in the right direction. And if they keep this up, they may be able to get a reverse sweep against Chapman University, who only needs this victory to move forward in the grand finals to be claimed the best in the West.
No. I think Riverside is the one that was able to take the victory. Am I correct?
Riverside.
Yeah, Riverside. So
Oh,
actually,
okay.
Chapman's on the back foot, but you talked about the real estate that Riverside really has, and you take a look at some of the gold. Every single lane won. You saw Arlot not performing the best against the Lapu Lapu. The lane clear of the Faramis is just a little bit better, and also in that gold lane, you saw that Melon was able to kind of scale a little bit better compared to a defensive build carry. And this time around, 12 minutes in, they're able to get the Luminous Lord. And with all 3 towers available, this might be a death sentence for the side of Chapman.
Yeah, speaking of death sentence, full sending. Airborne knockup on the Ramses, Appraiser's Wrath for the slow, but the guiding wind over there from Tonak to save him puts Ramsey back in safety.
Yeah, Ramses will have to burn that flicker though, so he won't be able to pull out the flicker final slash as we approach what could be the last siege this regional finals. Hang on a minute, Nether Realm.
It's too early. The Nether Realm is already gone off the board. The Nolan was able to almost pick it up, but they had to go a little bit defensive. I think this is the time that Chapman actually has. If they want to build a team fight, they have to kind of gather some of their folks and maybe try to engage on an over-aggressive Riverside right now, because it's now or never for me.
Yeah, definitely now or never. And we're going to see who will be able to push through.
No.
UC Riverside trying to close this out.
Could be a mistake.
And they do it. Chapman for the response. Melon shuts down Ramses. Blazing duet from Melon. Into the back line. Finds the taunt. Your cutie takes down Oh My Foe. You're looking at 2 members down for the side of Chapman University. All members standing for UC Riverside, claiming the inhibitor in the mid lane, stripping them down to only the base crystal for Chapman. Do we have the best in the West? Can UC Riverside do it? Will they close this game out? Melon shuts down Toru. Lala all by himself. Melon with the double kill finds Totenak. Then UC Riverside, the best in the West, our regional champions, shuts down Chapman University.
Yeah, congratulations to UC Riverside on a fabulous sweep performance against really what was pretty much the favorite Chapman University. What an upset this is.
Yeah, it's a complete upset. Well, not a complete upset, right? Riverside, they never played against Chapman in the round robin, so we actually did not know how they matched up against each other. But what we did know is that both of them went undefeated in the round robin, and this time Riverside able to take victory, not in a best of 3 series, but a 2-0 sweep. And I feel like their mid synergy is just so extremely strong. The Faramis and the Raphael just proven to be a little bit too much for the side of Chapman to handle.
Yeah,
Yes,
too much
definitely.
to handle. And I would definitely say East versus West. Oh man, I was here last week. I was here this week. And you could definitely tell different. Even the banning is a lot different from just East and West. And I can't wait to see which way this goes. But nonetheless, congratulations, UC Riverside. Great performance. I think UA, if I'm not mistaken, was that Chapman University's first loss?
Yep. And
Yep.
well, they did take a game loss against against Reedley on the last series, but this is the first series loss that they had in this whole entire tournament.
Yeah.
But guys, this is going to be the end of the MLB X AES West Regionals. Stay tuned for more information for our grand finals. It is still, we don't really know exactly what's happening yet, but we will send out the information as soon as possible to you guys. Just giving a few shout outs, of course, China Southern Airlines and Oneplus for sponsoring this tournament here. And also Emily working so extremely hard in the back, helping us with our teams. Anything else that you guys want to say, Wheezy and Wei?
Weezy, you can go ahead.
Just thank you so much for letting me cast yet again, Way. Pleasure casting alongside you. I think this is our first one jumping in together, so thank you so much for that opportunity. Everybody out there supporting the Mobile Legends Bang Bang North American scene, thank you so much. Shout out to Oneplus. Make sure you guys get the #1 phone out there, especially if you're playing Mobile Legends Bang Bang half as much as these teams who are out here, because it definitely makes the difference. And speaking of difference, make sure you fly with the best airline out there, China Southern Airlines. It's amazing to have sponsors in the North American region. It's not easy to come by, and we're just glad for them to provide this opportunity for these teams to fight their hearts out.
Yeah, and definitely a really wonderful time, definitely casting alongside you and Steph Weezy today. A lot of fabulous series that we have gotten to witness today, and we've now finally found our team that is the best in the West, and that will be UC Riverside.
Of course. And guys, thank you guys all for watching. This is Alchemy Esports, your host, Yue. We will see you guys next time for the grand finals. Don't, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. We'll be back again soon.
The time is now, our chance is here. Together we will fight. Touch the sky. Enchanting world, what lives beyond the clouds? I swear so, up into the island sky. I shout and heart is never broken. In your arms you proven love isn't in your eyes. Together we fly, touch the sky. So you can fly away with me to a place where we can dream. Just for you, better me, you know we got you. Touch the sky. Destiny appears arms from the dust. Clear away the dust that's trapped inside the mind. The skies of the past will stay forever. Healing them, move forward. Together we make it through. My future is you, me and you. Da, da.